That was my fault. I forgot to actually turn on the app that allowed you to hear me. Anyway, hi everyone. Hello. Forget classic start here. How's everyone doing? Well, happy Monday. Thank you, Soup Cheese, as always, my hero. Or cheese soup cheese. How's everyone doing? How are we doing? It is Monday. Yay. Everyone's so excited, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here. Who do we got here in chat? First person here would have been Resident Union Thug. Oh. Oh my. Okay. That's a shocker. Normally see I thought that was Doug because normally Doug comes in and says woot woot. Resident Union Thug. Geez, you're kind of usurping Doug's authority here. How good. Welcome. Okay. Hello, SoCal. Hello, SoCal. Outer Signal. Hello, Outer Signal. Who else? Who else? Who else? Um. So Doug is here. There's Doug. There's the woot woot. Okay, cheese soup. Who is casually revolting right now? Okay, Meowser. That sounds delicious. Hello, Meowser. That sounds delicious. Matcha with coconut. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I got myself some Earl Grey. Earl Grey. So lovely, like Jean-Luc Picard and his Earl Grey. Gotta love some Earl Grey. Let me see here. Outer Signal. Spent nice to spend time with family. Okay, very much, very good. Oh, you just started Stranger Things. Outer Signal. It's a really good series. Highly recommend. How's the sound, folks? I changed some things on the sound. Is it not loud enough? Because I can turn it up. Just wanted to ask. That's why I forgot to turn on the thing because I was messing with it. Soup. Okay. Who am I missing here? What am I missing? Alyssa. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, hello. Okay, guys. Is it good for everyone? Okay, good, good. Good, good, good. All right. So we got some things. We got some things. Louise, it's been a while, Louise. At least maybe it hasn't. I don't think I've seen you for a bit, Louise. Oh, hello, Louise. Hello, Louise. Okay. So we got some things to chat about. I started early today, if you couldn't tell, because Trump did a gaggle with the White House with the press corps yesterday. Um, Gaggle with the White House press corps yesterday on Air Force One. Now, I suspect it'll be really hard to hear because they have awful audio aboard Air Force One, despite it being, this super advanced thing, probably because the engines are so loud or whatever. But so we are going to watch that. We may not even be able to hear them, and that's why I started early. So forgive me if you don't like it when we watch these things. I just kind of want to watch it. That's why we started early. So don't worry, we'll still get through everything else as well. Um, okay. I gotta take a painkiller. I'm gonna take a painkiller here. That's a fair point. So Cal Cam, it can definitely be a blessing in disguise. I was actually Weird Amorphous Blob is here. Also, for those who don't know, that would be Twabbles. Twabbles is Weird Amorphous Blob. By the way, Louise is Lozish. I keep realizing that I keep calling people by their original names, which means that new people in chat won't know who I'm talking about. So I'm feeling okay, Alyssa. I'm feeling okay. I'm just, my tooth is getting better. I'm still on painkillers, and if I move it around too much, it starts to hurt. That's why I took one right now, just to because I'm going to be yapping my head off. Okay, so all right, so let's do that. Also, folks, if we get one super chat, Jester hat, 3 Jester collar, you know the drill. 5, we're gonna do Jester makeup. Jester makeup at 5. I also got new Jester makeup that we can try out. So I got new Jester makeup. I'll just kind of wing it. And then if we get to 7, we'll do a Jester game, which could be might be GeoGuessr, might be Time Guesser, might be me trying to list a bunch of things like we did the one time with the world. We can decide when we get there, and then if we get to 10, we'll do a Jester After Dark. Okay. All right. So let's now begin. By the way, what was I going to say here? What was I going to say? Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. So I don't have a terrible amount directly planned today. Why? Well, because this. Oh God, ignore Joe Rogan on the screen. That's for a later segment. That is for a later segment. Oh dear God, forgive me. Forgive me for all the trauma I'm causing by having you all have to look at his face. So we again, that is definitely for a later segment. We will do okay. I was helping my family
Geezer.
basically get out Christmas decorations and stuff, pull out the boxes. So I kind of rushed down here to get started. And so I don't have an official presentation prepared for you like I do normally, although we will do something that's sort of official. Thank you so much, SoCal. Okay, we'll start with the jester hat. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Exactly. You know it. You know it, weird amorphous blob. You know it. Okay. Hello, Oz. All right. So let me pull out. God, I keep all over the place today.
Plateau.
Okay, so where is this? So this was Trump gaggling on Air Force One. I love that word, don't you? Don't you love the word gaggling? I will say, it's better than well, if we were to remove 3 of those letters and talk about Bill Clinton, that would be interesting. Anyway, so we are going to let's see what I know. I'm sorry, SoCal. Forgive me. I'll tell you why I have Joe Rogan on the screen later, actually. So let's see what President Trump had to say. He looks very ill, by the way. I am not normally one to. Am I hella quiet, Fox Emblem? So I was worried. I was concerned about that. We know what I'll do is I can fix it. I just changed one little setting. Is that better for everyone? That's probably a lot better, isn't it? Okay. So, or what I could do is, if I turn that down a little bit, there we go. I think that's good, right? How's that? Is that better? Okay. So is it much better now? Okay, perfect. All right. What was I going to say? All right. So, I clearly the settings I was just trying to fix the settings a bit earlier, and apparently it didn't help much. So I will keep it at this level now. Okay. So let's listen to Donald Trump aboard Air Force One. He looks very ill. I got to tell you, I'm not normally one to theorize about his health because I don't know. I just feel like it's a waste of time, and I'm not a doctor, etc. But it's like I don't know. I can't help it these days. I can't help it these days. He looks ill, doesn't he? Who was it yesterday that mentioned he doesn't look as orange? It was an outer signal that mentioned he doesn't look as orange as he normally. Thank you, Matt Sai Guy. By the way, hello, Matt Sai Guy. He doesn't look as orange as he normally does, which is kind of sad. It's kind of we're losing the Trump spirit, right? Right, soup cheese. Maybe he got I don't know. Maybe someone did a power wash on him. Okay. Yeah, right. Outer signal. Okay, so who knows what's going on with him? Let's. He said he's going to release the results of his MRI that he had recently, but he couldn't name what body part it was. Apparently, it actually might happen. It might actually be in here that he says that. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's see here. There you go, SoCal. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what he has to say if we can hear him.
We're in a very nice airplane, but it's rocky.
Can we all hear him? It's very quiet. I know. I was worried about that. I tried to find a better video, but this is the only one. They all sound the same. Okay.
Questions. We had some great economic numbers come out. As you know, we're doing very well economically. A lot of factories are being built all over the country and all of that, but very strong numbers came out. Go ahead.
Can you give us an update on what took place in South Florida today, these talks between the U.S. and the Ukrainians?
Well, they're going along. They're going along well. We want to stop people from being killed. Doesn't have much to do with us.
Do you?
And I'd like to see if we can save a lot of souls. A lot of people are being killed. Last month we had 27,000 people killed in that ridiculous war that should have never happened. It would have never happened to everyone else.
Have you spoken with Rubio and Whitmore?
Can you guys still hear me? Yep.
I have, yeah. I've spoken to them. They're doing well. Ukraine's got some difficult little problems. Some difficult problems. But I think Russia would like to see it end, and I think I know Ukraine would like to see it end.
You just said that Ukraine has a little bit of problems.
Well, we have a corruption situation going on.
He just like stating the obvious, doesn't he? It's like, yeah, Ukraine would like to see it end. Russia would like to see it end. They both want to see it end. Yeah. Okay.
Which is not helpful.
And is that impeding the peace talks?
I said it was going on for 3 years, right? Didn't I say it? For 3 years I said it. So I was way ahead of schedule.
Were you? Didn't he say he would solve the war on day one? He said he would end the war on Ukraine on day one. I think he's a bit behind schedule in my opinion.
I think that there's a good chance we can make a deal.
Mr. President, on Venezuela, can you tell us more about
Hmm.
A lot of those people shouldn't be in our country, from jails, from gangs, from drug dealers, from all of the people that came into our country shouldn't have been in our country, causing a lot of problems.
Does your warning,
And drugs.
does your warning mean that an airstrike is imminent, or should we not read it that way?
That's true, Sue. Yeah, he did say on the first day of my administration, Soup Cheese, but that's a fair point, right? He said on like the first day of my administration, I'll end the war in Ukraine. Okay. Yeah.
Don't read anything into it.
The New York Times reported that you
Oh,
had
right,
a phone call
Louise.
with Monroe. Did you?
I don't want to comment on it. The answer is yes.
And can
Of
you
course
tell us
it
a little
is.
bit
No, I
about
can't
it?
do that.
What did he say? What did you say?
Of course,
What
Weird
did you
Morpheus
say
Club.
went well?
I would say it went well or bad.
He said he talked to, he just said he talked to Maduro. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
You think so?
Can you talk a little bit about the
Hello,
strikes
Mithril.
and the controversy?
Guys, if it had gone well, he'd be bragging about it. So he clearly didn't go the way he wanted to, right? He must have talked to Maduro and it didn't go well. Otherwise, he'd be like, "It went great. It went great. I ended the 10th war, a 10th war." Like, no. So clearly it didn't go the way he wanted.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth.
I don't know anything about it. He said he did not say that, and I believe him.
So you don't know if there was
You're
a
talking about
second.
the two men?
The second.
That's true, Matt Saga.
He said he didn't do it. He said he never said
Would you be okay with that if he did?
it. He said he didn't do it, so I don't have to make that
Oh,
decision.
absolutely, Mania.
You've made so clear how you want to keep drugs out of the U.S.
Right.
Can you explain more about why you would pardon a notorious drug trafficker,
Well, I don't know who you're talking about. Which
Juan
one?
Fernando Hernandez?
Well, I was told, I was asked by Honduras, many of the people of Honduras, they said it was a Biden setup. I don't mean Biden.
Do we know? I haven't looked into it. I don't really want to. I haven't looked into it. There's just been a lot to look into. Do we know why he pardoned this guy from Honduras, this convicted drug trafficker? Like, what's the corruption there? Why did he want to pardon him? What is he getting in return? Do we know? I haven't looked into it. I mean, come on, he didn't do it for like good reasons, right? I don't know why there's all this shit all over my mic, all these little fuzzies. Anyway, do we know? I'm literally asking, probably for the fun of it, right? So she's like, okay, I'm just curious because it's funny, since he's always like, we need to stop the drugs coming into our country. They're bringing in drugs, and then he pardons a massive drug trafficker. Anyway, okay.
It was the people that surround the Resolute desk, surround Biden when he was there, which was about very little time. And the people of Honduras really thought he was set up and it was a terrible thing. He was the president of the country. And they basically said he was a drug dealer because he was the president of the country. And they
Wait a
said,
minute. He's doing the exact same thing about Maduro, isn't he? Isn't he saying that Maduro is like the biggest drug dealer and crap because he's the president of Venezuela? Like, he's doing the exact same thing.
It was a Biden administration setup. And I looked at the facts and I agreed with them.
What evidence did you share that he was set up and that he wasn't?
When you take a look, I mean, they could say that
Totally outer
you
signal.
take any country you want. If somebody sells drugs in that country, that doesn't mean you arrest the president and put him in jail for the rest of his life.
President, can I just clarify? Do you think the
That
U.S.
includes this country, okay? To be honest, I mean, if somebody does something wrong, you put the president of the country in jail. They said it was a Biden
Bad
setup.
cheese soup.
It was a Biden administration setup, and you have a big race going on this week, next week. I think it's going to be a very important race. It'll be interesting to see Honduras. That's what you're talking about, right?
Correct, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Well, what is the second part of your question?
Which farm animal do you think he's going to call her? Is he going to be like, shut up, donkey, quiet dog? I don't know. Like, I feel like he's going to go through the farm animals at some point. Like he said, piggy the one time. Is he going to be like, quiet down, heifer?
No, I don't have a deadline. I have a deadline when the war is over. And hopefully the war is going to be over. 27,000 people killed last week. 27,000 over the last 3 or 4 weeks. 27,000 people killed. That war should end.
President, just for clarity, if there, on the Venezuela boat strike, if there were a second strike that killed wounded people, even in the first strike, are you thinking that would be legal? You think
Number
that's
one, I
illegal?
don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not
Ah.
want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about.
Hilarious, even though we have direct evidence of this, right? Don't we have direct evidence of Pete Hegseth saying kill them all in reference to another strike on this boat? which is literally leading a bunch of members of Congress to come out and say that Pete Hegseth did a war crime, which, hey, credit where credit's due. It is a war crime, but it is funny that they ignore all the other war crimes that both parties have done. Which makes me think, folks, this is why I titled this stream, Trump loses, keeps losing, or whatever I said, because that's a sign, is it not? That is a sign that Congress is trying to go after Trump, like Democrats and Republicans, for anything he does, which is interesting.
So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted a second strike. The first strike was very lethal. It was fine, and if there were two people around, but Pete said that didn't happen.
Does that make you?
Yeah, true, Jisoo.
No second strike.
I don't know. I'm going to find out about it. But Pete said he did not order the death of those two men.
Do you have any concerns about how those votes
So that's very compelling evidence, right? Well, he said he isn't guilty. He said he isn't guilty.
carried out at all?
Very little, because you can see the boats, you can see the drugs in the boats, and each boat is responsible for killing 25,000 Americans. So, and they're doing an amazing job. And we're getting, you just look at the numbers, the amount of drugs coming into our country by sea is infinitesimal compared to what it was just.
Maniac, or I'm sorry, Maniac, I'm sorry. Mania, I agree with you. I don't like admitting that, but I do agree with you. Yeah, the Biden administration had a basically now there were different phases of the war. Not really, I guess, because it was still kind of ground to a halt under Biden. But I totally agree with you on that point about Ukraine, Mania. Although I don't appreciate Trump's love of Russia. But I agree, Mania.
A few months ago. And each boat, think of this, each boat on average is responsible for the death of 25,000 Americans.
On immigration, your administration made a lot of moves throughout the last few days after we know that Afghan national.
How did he use it? I'm sorry, teacher moment. He used the word infinitesimal, or infinitesimal, excuse me. I wanted to see.
Americans. So, and they're doing an amazing job. And we're getting, you just look at the numbers, the amount of drugs coming into our country by sea is infinitesimal compared to what it was just a few months ago.
Actually, he is using it correctly, I'm afraid to say. Yeah.
Think of this, each boat
Hey, Victoria.
on average is responsible for the death of 25,000 Americans.
I say, guy, it is shocking. Do you think he learned how to use the word infinitesimal like this morning, like the morning before this? Like he can't possibly have known that word previously, right? How many syllables is that? Infinitesimal. So that's 6 syllables. That's way too big of a word for Trump.
On immigration, your administration made a lot of moves throughout the last few days after we know that Afghan national is the suspected shooter of the Islamic
Yeah,
Republic.
Jisoo.
People that shouldn't be in our
Totally
country.
SoCal.
So you announced that asylum.
And that includes Somalians and it includes plenty of others.
How long does your administration plan to pause asylum into the U.S.?
I think a long time.
Can you give any
We
kind
don't
of time?
want, we don't want those people. We have enough problems. We don't want those people.
Is that a year, 2 years?
No time limit.
Mania.
But it could be a long time.
You said
We
that.
don't want
Yeah, but Mania, they never released how he did at Wharton. Apparently, he did terribly at Wharton, which is why he won't release his school records. So,
those people. You understand that?
I understand.
You understand it?
I understand.
Who are you with?
I'm with News Nation.
Okay, News Nation, great.
Thank
Let me just say this. We don't want those people. Does that make sense? You know why we don't want them? Because many of them are no good and they shouldn't be in our
What do you
country.
mean by those people?
The people from different countries that are not friendly to us and countries that are out of control themselves. Countries like Somalia that have virtually no government, no military.
Right now,
all
sorry.
they do is go around killing each other. Then they come into our country and tell us
I love that. Oh my God. All they do is go around killing each other. And what is the United States doing right now all over the world? It's just going around killing people like left and right. Okay. That's funny. Okay. And how many gun deaths do we have a year in this country? Oh, the humor. It writes itself. Hello, Dolly Boy. Hello, Hiyori. I mean, it is just okay.
how to run our country. We don't want them.
What are you talking
How
about?
many countries roughly?
You gotta talk up.
She said how many
How many
countries?
countries? Is there a list?
Well, I
Doing well,
They're all
Dolly boy. How about
third
you?
world, but in many cases they are third world. They're not good countries. They're
Can we like retire the use of the phrase third world? I just don't like it. I know I'm being woke or whatever by talking about it. I just don't like the use of the word like it's too ranked. Um, thank God for you, but like it's too ranked. Like first world, second world, third world. Like it. I don't know. I just wish we could do. I mean, no matter what word you use, it's going to sound bad to some extent. Yeah, thank you, Outer Signal. Global South, like we could say Global South. I think that sounds much better. You could say developing nations. Even that sounds kind of, yeah. Well, Global South is probably the best one. Yeah, I think, yeah. Um, yeah, exactly. And by the way, I know we're talking Trump here. I'm not just criticizing Trump on this. Sometimes I will accidentally say third world. It's part of the academic language out there. We need to retire that and say global south or another phrase I heard uses the periphery, which also kind of has a negative connotation, as in the countries that are subordinated to the economic core of like Europe or the United States. Well, but like there are different ways to do it. I would recommend. I prefer global south. I think. Uh, yeah, that see it all. That's the thing now, is they all sound bad, right? Like global south does sound mad racist. They all sound kind of racist, right? None of them are perfect. Anyway. Um,
very
okay.
crime-ridden countries. They're countries that don't do a good job. They're countries that don't register from the standpoint of success. And we, frankly, don't need their people coming into our country telling us what to do.
When you talk about
I'm talking about
denaturalization,
like Somalia, where you have a congressman goes around telling everybody about our Constitution.
He really gets, like, first of all, I think it was Louise that pointed out all these people interviewing him, except for like one or two are women. Like, do you feel like he feels under siege right now? Like he's kind of like he's kind of staying back a little bit, right? Like these women, he's like, oh God, so many women, and he's very testy. He can't stand women asking him too many questions. Um. Anyway, okay, that's why I'm surprised he hasn't used any of the other. Um. Uh. Okay, like I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'll shut up.
And yet she supposedly came into our country by marrying her brother. Well, if that's true, she should.
Mania. Yeah, Marxists have that. That's what I'm saying. The mania, like we need better phrases. There's no good phrase. Like all of them have a negative connotation to them. Regardless, like yeah, even Marxists. By the way, Marxists can be racist too, but they're not being racist. There's no other academic language to use. I just wish we had better phrases. Okay.
Be a congressman, and we should throw her the hell out of our country.
Off of that, in that same post, you mentioned Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find inoffensive or retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with it. Absolutely, sure.
Because you don't
You have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with it. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into a state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function
yeah.
like a country.
That's
It's
not
got
the
a
question.
name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walls.
Mr. President, you said that you might denaturalize some American citizens. Can you talk
You
about
mean people that are in here that shouldn't be here?
that became Americans? Are you
Well,
trying
we'll
to
see.
revoke
I
their
mean, yeah, if we have criminals that came into our country and they were naturalized maybe through a Biden or somebody that didn't know what they were doing, if I have the power to do it, I'm not sure that I do, but if I do, I would denaturalize absolutely.
what do you mean by
Yeah, do you have a question? Yeah?
what do you mean by reverse migration?
It means get people out that are in our country, get them.
Reverse migration, that means ethnic cleansing. Like the forcible relocation of people from one place to another, that's ethnic cleansing. We can call it reverse migration. Someone might apparently his PR team thinks that the word deportation is bad, right?
Out of here. I want to get them out. We got a lot of people in our country that shouldn't be here, and they came
Absolutely,
in through Biden,
Meowzord.
and he was the worst president in the history of our country. But the single biggest thing he did was allow millions of people into our country that shouldn't be here. Drug dealers, prisons were opened up and allowed to come into our country. You take a look at the people that were allowed to come into our country were
Wow,
Okay,
they're getting a lot of turbulence. Do you see how the plane's bouncing around and stuff?
a big price for it, and we will for years to come, including the recent killer of two wonderful National Guards people. And I'll tell you what, that animal should not have been allowed to come
Right
into
now,
our country.
Sword.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Have you spoken to the anthropologist family? Can you give us an update on
I
this
have
issue?
spoken to both families. Well, I mean, I can give you an update. They're devastated. Does that make sense to you?
Of course.
They're devastated.
Can you give us an update on anthropologists?
Well, as you know, the one is no longer with us, and Andrew is fighting for his life. And his parents are unbelievably great people, highly religious people, and they're praying, and they want everybody to pray for Andrew. And he has a chance to make it, but he is, I mean, his mother and father, they were so unbelievable. They were so positive. From West Virginia, great state. I spoke with Sarah's parents, too, and the only thing I can say, they were devastated.
Do you plan
They
to
can't
bring
even believe it. It's gonna happen.
It's absolutely devastating to lose your children. Do you plan to bring the next troops to the White House? Do you
Yeah, I do. I've already suggested it. I said, when you're ready. That's a tough thing.
I totally get that, Sir Bartholomew. I'm sorry, like I'm having trouble understanding what he's saying now. Like I'm just having trouble interpreting it. Let me see what we have here in chat. Yeah, pilot. You might be outer signal. Maybe the pilot is bumping the plane on purpose. I don't know, Chisu. Maybe he did. Mania. China regularly uses "we are part of the global south," and it is usually a term called for global solidarity. Core and periphery was literally used. Um, no, Mania, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying that those aren't terms that work. I'm saying that like all of the terms out there imply a power difference, right? Which is true, but it also can be kind of degrading to folks from those countries. And I'm just criticized. I just wish there were better terms. So, of course, even China uses those terms. By the way, Mania, you do know that China isn't part of the global south, right? China is essentially a superpower at this point, and them calling for solidarity with the quote unquote global south is their imperial ambition in an attempt to fight back against American imperialism. It's sort of their counter narrative because they want to, and they already are building military bases and stuff in other countries. So, but regardless, I'm not saying that it's wrong when people use it. I just wish there were better terms for it. It doesn't mean that you're racist when you use it. It's just that I don't like it. I just wish there were better terms for these things. Um, okay, so okay, and you're right. Core and periphery was literally used by Lenin, but there's an issue with that too, Maniacuck, just because like the phrases Lenin used, they don't really apply as much anymore because we're in a multipolar world. It's confusing, but there is a lot of stuff there. Okay, uh, okay, all right, okay. Let's see here. This is why I should never bring up anything regarding language, right? I should definitely not build up any or talk about maniacuck, maniacuck. That is just not true. That is just not true. Mania. You say no fucking way. China is imperialist. Mania. That is just not true. And uh, Mania. China is imperialist. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. They've built tons of bases in the South China Sea in order to extend their influence towards the Malacca Straits. They've built military and naval bases in Africa. They've built a pearl of, let me show you a map. Okay. Every major country in human history that's been powerful has become imperialist. It's the natural result of being a superpower. You kind of naturally become an imperialist. It's not a particular it's not a particular critique of China. It's just a reality. Um, Chinese uh, Chinese military bases. Yeah, it's not as bad as like what Europe has done or what America did, but they do have military bases. Chinese military bases. We have people in chat that are African. I'm sure they could tell you that China is massively imperial, is doing imperial actions in China. I mean, in Africa right now. Here, Uh, so we got. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the map I saw earlier here. Okay, so we got. All of these are like what are they called? Ports that they've built that are Chinese. They have a military base right here. And now unless of course, um, unless of course, hey, no, Maniac. I actually I understand what you're saying now. Forgive me. You said they have one like official military base in Djibouti. That is fair. But they do have tons of ports and things like that. They've created like a pearl of ports. And they have, I mean, it's not for peaceful purposes. It's so that they can maintain a massive navy and control the seas. Um, uh, yeah. But so anyway, um, yeah. But so I see what you mean. But they also have tons of like ports and things like that all across there. They have built a tons of islands. Anyway, so they are a growing imperial power. But they do have they have an imperial footprint. They've all yeah, that's true here. They also use economics. They have economics. They use economics as an imperial force. Okay, Mania. They absolutely are military posts. They have naval forces in these areas. They absolutely do. Uh, I don't see why it's not a particular critique of China to say that they have a global military presence, or at least an African and Southeast Asian military presence. They do. Every major country does. And so Mania. Okay, so if we could argue about the military bases. Countries China likely has considered for military bases. They're trying to get more, by the way, as we speak. There's been talks about them buying things. Um, Uh, you see what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Dolly Boy. It's okay. Gibraltar wasn't a military base, just a naval outpost. It's a naval outpost, right? Okay. Anyway, America has tons of so-called naval posts too that are military bases. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on. We can talk about this more sometime, but let's finish
Come to
this.
the White House, we're going to honor Sarah. And likewise with Andrew, recover or not, we're going to honor you.
I do have one more question about Witkoff, because you mentioned, and this was asked previously, can you tell us what day Witkoff is going to meet with Putin? And then on that, is that meeting...
Sometime next week.
Okay, you don't have it. Is it early next week, late next week?
Sometime next week.
And
President on healthcare, because it's so important to so many Americans.
You know, one of the reasons that healthcare can work is because of what I just did with favored nations. You're going to have drug prices coming down 500, 600, 700% because of me. In other words, we're going to have the lowest drug prices.
Yeah, we'll see about that, right?
The lowest drug prices anywhere.
What are you going to do? Universal health care then?
You don't talk about it. It's probably the biggest thing to happen in medicine in the last 100 years, and it can have a huge impact, positive impact on pricing for healthcare.
Are you any closer on that
what about
decision
extending
on picking a new Fed chair? Are you any closer on that right now?
I know who I'm going to pick. Yeah.
Kevin Hassett.
I'm telling you, we'll be announcing it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr.
This
President.
is a rocky
It's a
flight.
rocky one.
We're going to get out of here before something happens. They asked about my MRI. MRIs are very...
Governor Walz asked you to release the MRI records.
Will you tell us what it was
Governor
for?
Walz, you mean the incompetent governor Walz? So if they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect.
What was the reason they
It's like my phone call where I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect. So
Ouch.
if you want to hear about it or if you want to release it, you want to have it released.
Yes,
News Nation, failing News Nation.
No, sir, not failing.
News Nation is doing lousy, by the way. But if you want to have it released, I'll release it.
Please, can you tell us what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking
I
at?
have no idea. It was just an MRI. What part of the body? It wasn't the brain because I took a cognitive test and I aced it.
Oh, geez. See, he doesn't he doesn't even know what part of the brain they took they took a scan of, or he's just lying, obviously.
Perfect mark, which you would be incapable of doing. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you,
You too.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
sir.
Okay, Mania. We can disagree on this, Mania. I just want to point something out, Mania. If China were not to build, if these, by the way, when the Roman Empire, when America was building naval facilities in other countries, they would always say that they were domestic. They would always claim that they were just outposts or whatever. They, even though they were for resupplying things of naval vessels, they were naval outposts. Regardless, Manicook, if China were to do, if what you're saying is true, China would be the only country in human history to become a superpower without building an overseas military presence. And their only official military base is in Djibouti, Djibouti, but they also have, they're building tons of other ones too. Um, yeah, Gibraltar, Falklands, they're just shipping ports, right, Dolly Boy? It is not. Okay, they're not shipping ports. They're so for while not at war, they may be used as shipping ports, but they are easily convertible into military ports. Um, all right. So yeah, and that's the other thing too. The Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative is basically imperialism. They are, they're building all these things in these countries. Anyway, um, okay, you see what I mean? Like, okay, but regardless, Mania Cuck, it's okay. You don't have to agree with me on that. I'm just saying. Uh, and also, we still haven't addressed the fact that they've built islands in the South China Sea in international waters and then claim that all that water down there is theirs. And they're slowly inching closer to the Straits of Malacca, which where something like 30% of the world's trade goes through, in an act of an act of imperialism to secure trade lines and things like that. But anyway, that is not to say that China is particularly bad or anything. If anything, so far they're still a growing power, but they've not been nearly as bad as the Europeans or the Americans. But it would be historically that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen where a country becomes a superpower and they don't start building an imperial presence elsewhere. Anyway, okay, so all right, so there we go. There's Trump. Trump being weird. Maniac guys who are in chat, Maniac, I love you, Maniac. You say, you are literally just touting U.S. warmongering propaganda. Who here in chat thinks I am pro U.S. warmongering propaganda? Who here thinks I want war with China? I do not want war with China, Maniac. I don't like imperialism of any kind. It doesn't matter who does it, whether it be China, whether it be Russia, I write G Soup, whether it be the United States, whether it be Britain, whether it be any country in the world, not a fan of imperialism. So I criticize China where China deserves criticism because it's not an angelic country. No country, no government is angelic. China, for example, has put Uyghurs into big re-education camps. I don't think that's nice. Um, I don't think that is a good thing to do to human beings. Okay. It doesn't mean, right, Dolly Boy, it doesn't mean that I think we should go to war with China or that America should have an empire instead of China. I just am a humanist. I don't think anyone should be dominated by anyone. Uh, uh, Matt's like, I mean, they're a growing power in terms of power projection. Because of the American Navy and military forces, they haven't been able to project power as much overseas as they would like. They have somewhat, though. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Maniac. I mean, I could frame it as so. Maniac. That's fair. You say you can be anti-war. You can still be right, Mithril, right, okay. You can still be anti-war and still fall to Western framing on particular subjects. So, Maniac Cuck, I would say you're falling to Chinese framing, as in we don't have an empire. We are perfectly innocent. We don't dominate anyone. Uh, okay. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So then we agree, Maniac. Perfect. Okay, we agree. China is an imperial power. We don't necessarily need to agree. Like I said, they're still a growing power when it comes to militarily. They have bases and stuff abroad. But economic power, I'll buy that. I would take that disagreement. They are agree. Okay. We agree. We agree that they're an imperial power. Okay, economically, just like the United States was too. We were also an economic power. Okay. All right. So, hello, Terekko. Welcome. Yes, he's a loser. Okay, guys. Sorry, I'll stop talking about China and such. All right. All right. So, let's see here. Uh, okay. All right. Yes, this is a kafia. Yes, Tara. Totally, Victoria. But you see, China, when it comes to international affairs, China views the United States as its peer competitor. Victoria, just because it's the global empire, and China wants to be the global superpower, and the United States kind of stands in their way. That's why I'm reframing it that way. But you're right. You're right, Victoria. The world is not bilateral anymore. It's multilateral. You got Brazil, you got the European Union, et cetera. Okay. Oh, fantastic, Tara. Hello, Tara. Yes, we love Palestine here. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'll shut up now. So, okay. All right. So let's do this. Um, Mania again. You're Mania. You're arguing with with me, even though I'm not making that argument. That's called a straw man, Mania. Oh, I'm sorry, Tarek. Thank you, Tarek. Hello, Tarek. I'm not arguing with you, Mania. Obviously, China has not invaded Iraq. Okay. America is a much worse imperialist power than China is. That doesn't mean China isn't an imperialist power, and doesn't mean that it's benevolent and cares about the third world. Okay. And I have never. It's like you're saying that just because other people have been imperialists means that China gets a pass on being imperialist or something. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Mania. Anyway, okay. All right, guys. Um, so guys, what I wanted to talk about now is I am very tired.
The Joe Rogan
Yeah, I want to
Experience.
visit China too.
Well,
You're
I
totally
think
right,
that
Tarek.
people can do.
Right, Tarek. So guys, what I would like to do is I have some I brought up okay. So I am very sick of something called pseudo-archaeology. Pseudo-archaeology. Um, okay. Um, okay. I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, again, Matt's like I am very confused about. I'm sorry about mania. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Then I really am not. Uh, I'm not sure why you brought up America invading Iraq. Have said that China is not as bad of an imperialist power so far. We don't know. We don't know how it'll change in the future. Historically, it typically starts off slow and then ratchets up later. But we don't know with China. Okay. All right, guys. So uh, we got so so I am very tired of pseudo archaeology, folks. Pseudo archaeology is I know. I'm sorry, Chisu. Um, okay. So we uh all right. If anyone knows what pseudo archaeology is, it is a massive blossoming field. Okay, it is a blossoming field of nonsense. Okay, it's in pop culture, it's everywhere. If anyone's ever heard of um, Ancient Aliens is super annoying. It was a History Channel. It was a History Channel show that was, uh, um, it was awful. Okay, and gonna watch. You're right, Dolly Boy. I was actually gonna bring this up. And the religious, well, what do you mean, Tarek? Forgive me. What do you mean, Tarek? So, Dolly Boy, were we going to watch Minutemen when talking about this? A lot of his videos are about it. Yes. Okay. Yes. We're not going to watch Minuteman, but I was going to recommend, folks. Um, I was going to recommend what are Minuteman. Okay, is a great creator on YouTube who is an archaeologist. He dismantles. Oh my God, Sir Bartholomew. I was going to talk about Curse of Oak Island because oh my God, my parents are too, Sir Bartholomew. Okay. Um, Forgive me. I keep. There's a lot of good comments here. Okay. Uh, it- all right. Yes, Curse of Oak Island. We'll talk about that. And soup, yeah, isn't it soup cheesy? I doubt that cheese soup. I have a feeling you don't like pseudo archaeology. Okay, I have a feeling. Um, uh, Terry, it is not. Although, that might be lumped in there. But I'm an atheist, so obviously I don't think there's any proof of Jesus resurrecting. But there, what we're talking about, like the idea of ancient aliens coming down and building the pyramids. There's also this guy, Graham Hancock. Has anyone here heard of? I'm going to ask a question here in chat. Has anyone here who here has heard of Graham Hancock? Who has heard of Graham Hancock. I'm starting a poll on a YouTube chat. Forgive me if you're over on Twitch. Graham Hancock is one of the no, most of you haven't. Many of you haven't. Okay, Graham Hancock is one of the curse. Um, uh, yeah, yes, of course it is Vox Emblem. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to. My brain is being slow in processing right now. Yep, he does, Dolly Boy. So Graham Hancock has a show on Netflix called what is it called? Ancient Apocalypse, and it's very popular. Guys, there are so many there are so many things that are becoming popular that he says. So many people believe this nonsense. I can't. It blows my mind. And so he says that before the Ice Age and during the Ice Age, there was a global um, uh, Uh, hey, Yori, that's not true, and I'll show you why. Okay, and this is I kind of worried to bring this up because I had a feeling that there might be some people out there that are watching me who do believe this stuff, just because it is such a popular belief these days. Because archaeologists have been very bad at countering these arguments, because the archaeology field is very underfunded, not a lot of money there. So I recommend you guys go watch Minuteman on YouTube if you want a good debunking of these things. But it is absolutely possible that they built these things at Yori, and we know how they built the pyramids, for example. Okay. So he believes that there was a globe spanning Ice Age civilization that basically brought technology to all the hunter gatherers across um, the globe. Okay. And that this globe spanning civilization introduced mathematics, introduced all these technologies and stuff to countries all over the world, or to hunter gatherers all over the world, which is why they developed all these things. Because he said they couldn't have possibly developed these things separately. All of this shit is nonsense, folks. All of this crap is nonsense. Um, and he claims, okay, uh, he claims, by the way, that there's no archaeological evidence that because there's zero archaeological evidence of some sort of civilization existing pre-Ice Age that was then destroyed by a meteor. So there's no evidence of a globe spanning civilization existing before the Ice Age. So he then goes on to say that the reason we don't have that evidence is because all that evidence has been is covered by ocean water now. Essentially, that the oceans are covering it. But that's not true, because what he doesn't understand is that we have archaeologists have looked at the bottom of the oceans. There's been tons of oceanic archaeology, and not a single example of any sort of that evidence has been uncovered, despite all the evidence that we have found at the bottom of the oceans. So where is this ancient civilization if it doesn't, if it exists? He has also posited things like these ancient civilizations uh, were use psychic powers. I am not joking that they developed psychic powers through the use of psychedelic mushrooms, which allowed them to do some amazing things. Um, okay, I could go on, but let's just watch a little bit here of Graham. We're not going to talk much about. Okay. Um, we're not going to talk much about Graham Hancock. I'm only going to show you this clip here. There's tons more we could talk about him. This is on Joe Rogan. So please, as we watch this, I don't like platforming these people, really. Yeah, right, Mania. Okay. I don't like, I apparently cheese soup. If you take shrooms, you can do math. Um, okay, as a Hindu nationalist, they Matt Saigai, I know, right? So let's take a look here. This is just a clip. I'm going to try and pause it often so I don't get copyrighted. Yeah, he's so bad. So this is Graham Hancock on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan being kind of a moron. It doesn't, it's like, whoa, wow, cool. And by the way, folks, there is a definite racist trend in these beliefs. The idea that there had to be some prior, more advanced civilization that introduced these things to all those lesser savage peoples of the world. You know what I mean? You see, okay, I'm framing that way on that purpose. Okay, so all right.
Develop these patterns of behavior that are destructive with anything, whether it's with alcohol or cannabis or
Yes.
sex or anything. People get in ruts,
Yeah.
and it doesn't mean that the cannabis is bad. It means that you are on a bad mental path.
Yes. Exactly.
And I mean, I'm not encouraging it for everybody because some people are genuinely biological.
So I don't know. I think he might be talking about shrooms right now. I'm going to pause it briefly over a few times, and then, folks, after this, I'll talk about some more of this stuff.
It doesn't jive with them.
Yeah. But the fundamental thing is, we as adult human beings.
This is him. This is Graham Hancock. God help you all for having to see his face. Yeah, Dolly Boy, absolutely. And a lot of this theory claims that this so-called lost civilization was off the coast of Europe. Shocking. Shocking. Yeah, Hiyori, we actually know how they moved those blocks. We know how they moved those blocks, okay? We actually have documents from the ancient Egyptians that show how they moved the blocks, and I'm going to show you that after this. Okay, right. Okay. Okay, Meowser, I see what you're saying. There is, Meowser, there is stuff under the oceans. The stuff that they have found under the oceans are hunter-gatherer and Stone Age villages and stuff. There's no hyper-advanced civilization. It's just the same as any other anywhere else in the world. Okay, that is very possible. Psychedelics and mental flow did contribute, so that's possible, Meowzord. We're not 100% sure of that. There is evidence that psychedelic mushrooms were used, but we're not sure how much it contributed to that stuff. Okay. But honestly, Meowzord, the reason it's possible, Meowzord, we don't have evidence of that. I will say, I honestly suspect that Graham Hancock is so obsessed with shrooms because he took shrooms, which then opened in his mind this idea of a globe-spanning civilization. So now okay, this is just me being conspiratorial. I think that he, that taking the too many shrooms, may have made him kind of think of this nonsense, and now he thinks it's like anyway, he thinks that's the way everything is discovered. Okay. Okay. When you mentioned higher society bringing civilization, do you believe technical development? Oh, Mania, that's a good question. It's very it goes both ways, Mania. It goes both ways. I've always said, Mania, I do not want an alien species to discover Earth, because if they could get to us, they're going to have such better technology that they might colonize us accidentally almost. You see what I mean? So it could go both ways, Mania. But that's his theory. His theory is that like some better, higher civilization which would be okay. Anyway, we'll continue. Okay,
beings need to take responsibility for our own lives and our own decisions.
Yeah.
And we need not hand that responsibility over to governmental institutions, especially when it concerns something as intimate and personal as our consciousness. And my view is the ancient world had the right attitude to this kind of thing, and the modern world does not, and that we can sit down and learn a lot from the ancient world. A lot of people ask me,
yeah, but okay, all right, well,
Hancock, you've been arguing that there's been a lost civilization in the human story, but what sort of civilization do you think it was? Well, one of the things I think is it was a civilization.
Mania Cuck, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In reference to what, Mania Cuck? I've lost track of what you're saying here. I'm asking you how you believe it unfolded. What are you asking, Mania Cuck? Forgive me. Mania Cuck. So historically, it went both ways. Technological innovation. It created things like ships, which then allowed Europeans to violently colonize other places in the world. But then the colonization, the looting of resources and crap, then fed back into different places, and then allowed the development of new technology. It goes both ways, if you know what I mean, Mania.
civilization that used psychedelics. I think it was a civilization that emerged from shamanism, but did not stay at the hunter-gatherer stage, but that took the essence of shamanism and integrated it into a very different kind of civilization from our own, which pursued things in different ways. A lot of archaeologists have said to me, but we don't find any plastic bottles from the Ice Age. That means there was no advanced civilization during the Ice Age. Well, hang on. Maybe an advanced civilization might have decided never to get involved in plastic in the first place. Maybe there would have been a clear choice not to make plastic. Maybe they did things in completely different ways.
Yeah.
Maybe they cultivated powers of the human mind that.
Okay. So now here's where we get into the crazy stuff. You're gonna see he believes in like that there were psychic powers being. I don't know if that's what he's gonna say here, but he's gonna say like that they cultivated psychic powers. All right.
We dismiss and regard as completely unimportant. Woo-woo.
Yeah, this is
Matt
the
Saigai.
thoughts about Egypt, correct?
It's about Egypt
Yeah.
and about other.
I don't know about that, Matt Saigai. We got some pretty good con men over here too, right? We got some pretty good con men over here.
The things. I mean, the specific example I give is above the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid are 5 further chambers. And these chambers
Okay, here
are
we go.
roofed and floored with granite beams that weigh about 70 tons each.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of them. And these 70-ton granite beams, which to put in context, a 70-ton beam is equivalent in weight to 35 large SUVs. These 70-ton granite beams have been elevated to a height of more than 350 feet.
Yep, you can do that. You have a very long ramp. You have a system of labor, so laborers pulling, and you have like pieces of wood. You know what? I'll show you guys. We have this document from the ancient Egyptians. Okay. No, you're totally right, Outer Signal. We can definitely talk about geography and things like that. If we're only talking about technology, then it goes both ways, right? Like you can't conquer elsewhere unless you have a seagoing vessel. And so it goes both ways. Anyway, I know I'm getting off track here. We'll talk about the geographic origins of colonialism and things like that. It has nothing to do with like the advancedness of peoples, if that makes sense, or the superiority of anyone over anyone. Okay, so ancient Egyptian building pyramids, ancient Egyptian building pyramids, papyrus. Okay. Where is this thing? I'm trying to find it. So here it is. Look. Okay. We have this, so it actually is something that's been studied, and that's like interesting. We have this. You see this? So this is showing how they transported a very large statue. This statue looks like it's in the realm of 70 tons. Okay, that's a very big statue. You can see here that they have hundreds of workers. They have the statue on a sled. Okay, a sort of wooden sled. You can see it down here. All right, and underneath this, the hieroglyphics indicate that there were wooden beams that were placed in the sand along the route. Okay, so you have wooden beams that you put down into the sand. Okay, you put those down into the sand, which then stabilizes the sand because it can't move around as much. And you notice that this guy standing on the front of the sled, I'm kind of circling it with my cursor. Exactly, this guy is pouring something on the ground in front of the sled. Now, we suspect that what he was pouring was water, because the Nile River is right next to where they would build a lot of these things, because you could transport the blocks down the river easily. You could transport big, heavy blocks down the river, and then you would pour water on the ground on top of the wooden planks and the sand, and that's all you needed. And you would have hundreds of workers. Yeah, Hiyori, correct. This statue was probably around 70 tons. 15 tons is about the size of one of those blocks. But that statue, look how big that is. That's probably around 70 tons, if not more, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. And you have, as long as you have lots and lots of workers, which they did, they had hundreds, if not thousands of workers. And here they have rows upon rows upon rows of workers pulling it all at the same time. You can pull a massive stone just using wooden planks, water, and a sled. Okay. You can do it. Not that hard. And I can even show you, if you'd like me to show you this way, YouTube. They've actually, okay. And hello, Raccoon. How you doing, Raccoon? So what is it called? Demonstrating how to pull. And Fox Emblem, it's very possible they used pulleys too to actually move the stones into position. We don't have as much evidence of that, but we do know for a fact that they moved these stones to get them to the pyramids by moving them across sand using water and wood, demonstrating how to move heavy stones. Heavy stones for pyramids. Okay. So here you go. You can even see they're even showing them here. Now, this video isn't fully accurate because it doesn't show the wooden planks that we know they use now. I'm trying to see here. Let's see if we find a good one here. So here's a good example. Oh, definitely Aten, Raccoon Boyo. There's only one God, Raccoon Boyo, and it's Aten. The rest are lies. I'm joking. I hope you know. Okay, so here we go. I don't know if this is a good one.
We discussed how the great Egyptian pyramid were probably built.
Yeah,
we
that's
saw
what they want.
Might be considered as 3 phases of building a pyramid.
And by the way, they've actually recreated this and done it.
Egyptians managed to overcome the sand.
Here we go.
What is
all right?
They discovered it to be in Pharaoh's systems of waterworks.
You see,
blocks of limestone
on the sun. I'm trying to see. I don't know if this is a good video. I'm going to try and find.
To build up in front of the machine.
Okay, you see.
Then require more force to pull them up. This is because dropping then allow.
Right. This might be. Okay, this isn't a good video. You guys get the idea. I believe it, Raccoon. Right, poor Aten. So you guys get the idea, though. They would pull it along these, demonstrating how to move heavy stones for pyramid. Josh Gates. I know Josh Gates did this too. They did have pulley systems for Bartholomew, but I mean, like, we don't know if we don't fully know. They may have used those to move the blocks onto the pyramids, but they didn't use them to move the blocks up to the pyramid. I'm just kind of showing how they moved them up to the pyramid. But you're right, they did have pulley systems. We're just not sure how they used them specifically for that. But they probably did. Okay. So this guy right here moved a. I'm trying to find. I really want you guys to see a video of this. I should have found this in advance, so I didn't have to waste time looking for this. Okay, maybe this will do it.
Why don't we know how the pyramids were built? Unfortunately, there are no written records that describe how they were constructed. The Egyptians may have used ropes and pulleys to lift the large
I just showed you
stone blocks that make up the pyramid base. But given the enormous size of the block.
Anyway, okay. Well, I can't find. You know what? We'll see this one. Let's try this one. Look at this shit. Like, there's different ways you can do it. Although, admittedly, the one that we know they did it now. So that's just for small stones, but you can have the. No, guys, I know that there were pulley systems. We don't have as much. We don't know exactly how they use the pulley systems. Okay. For the building of the pyramids. Okay. They almost certainly did. We just don't know really how they did. But the pulley systems were important, though, in some way. Okay, I can't find it. But you get the idea here. They used to use well, sorry, I really got to find this. I really want to. Josh, uh, how they moved stones, Egypt. And regardless, folks, we can see that there were multiple ways they could have done it, even if that isn't the way they ended up doing it, right? There's not like any magic involved here or anything. All right, you know what? Okay, you guys get it. Let's just go back to see what Graham Hancock is saying, okay? Sir Bartholomew, be nice, okay? Be nice, Sir Bartholomew. Uh, okay, I understand, Sir Bartholomew, but we're all learning here, right, Sir Bartholomew? You know I love you, Sir Bartholomew. Okay, it's okay, Hiyori. We're all learning here and stuff. But Hiyori, you clearly have a certain religious belief. Okay. But yeah, so you can see here, though, Hiyori, that there is lots of scientific evidence, archaeological evidence that shows that they could have done this themselves. Okay. Um, but you know, I understand though, if you have a certain religious belief, not much I can say will convince you. All right. So here we go.
Feet above the ground and carefully and precisely placed in position. It is very hard for archaeologists to explain how that was done using purely leverage and mechanical advantage. You can say, oh, perhaps they
literally, we know how they did it.
Built a ramp and hauled the stones up the ramp. But then you have to confront basic laws of physics. You can't haul a stone weighing tens of tons up a slope that exceeds 10 degrees. Then you start doing...
Well, then just keep it at 10 degrees. You can just have a very, very, very long slope. They probably did. They probably had a very long slope that they used.
The calculation. How long a ramp do I need with a 10-degree slope to get to 350 feet above the ground? And the answer is you need a fucking long ramp, which should still be there because not...
by the way, oh my God, we have tons of evidence of these ramps. We have tons of archaeological evidence that there were ramps. You know, as a matter of fact, evidence of ramps, ancient Egypt pyramids. Okay. Yep. Look, researchers in evidence for the use of ramps in ancient Egypt pyramid construction comes from the discovery of a 4,500-year-old ramp at the Hatnub quarry, which likely shows how large blocks were hauled up steep slopes. There you go. Done. We do have okay. Yep, look, archaeologists believe that this system was used to move heavy stones up steep slopes, potentially using a sled, ropes, and wooden posts as a levering system. Cute. So we do know. So Graham Hancock is full of shit.
No, it couldn't have been a sand ramp. It would have collapsed under the weight of those stones. It had to be as massive as the pyramid itself. So this begins to seem like an absurd idea, the idea that is foisted on us by archaeology. Maybe the idea that they regard as absurd, namely that psychic powers were cultivated by ancient civilizations, that they could use powers of the human mind that we have allowed to lapse. Maybe that idea...
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe they've used psychic powers that we've allowed to lapse, apparently. Okay, cute. That's very cute. Oh my God, I just noticed like there's so few people watching now, probably because I was rambling for so... Anyway, God, who knows? All right, I blame myself. Okay, but anyway, it must have been psychic powers,
deserves further consideration. We have gone down a path of leverage and mechanical advantage. We're used to relying on machines, but we hear anecdotal reports of people who have telekinetic powers, who can move things with their minds, of people who have telepathic powers. And our automatic reaction is to just dismiss all of that because science says it's impossible.
Well, wait a minute. If science says it's impossible, that means it's probably not possible, right? Unless you have significant evidence of it. You see what I mean? Okay.
Because science regards consciousness as local to the brain and doesn't see how...
Hiyori, we all love you. I hope you know that. Okay, I know I use the word love too much. It sounds almost abusive, like we're all in an abusive relationship together. Anyway, Hiyori, I respect your beliefs, Hiyori. I I know we debate about a lot of these things, but we love having you around, Hiyori. And thank you for at least hearing me out, Hiyori. Okay, I know we've disagreed on a few things, but love having you around here, Hiyori. I just want to remind you of that. Okay. Uh, all right. Yeah, we're a non-functional family here. Okay. Okay.
It can exert itself outside of that. But maybe we should open up to those possibilities, that we're dealing with a very different kind of culture that used techniques that we have allowed to lapse. And maybe we could wake those techniques up again. Maybe the ability of human beings to do almost superhuman things
Hiyori.
is resident.
Like Hiyori, I mean, Mithril and I, we can't stand each other. Like, everything Mithril says is insane. I just can't stand any. You know I'm joking, Mithril. I'm just messing with you. But anyway, you're not the only one here, Hiyori, who has some like disagreements with me about things, and that's okay. All right. Heck, Mania earlier, okay? But all right. So I know, John Gray, I'm so sorry. I know Cheese Soup. I can't stand you either, Cheese Soup. So, by the way, have you all heard the argument? Exactly. They shit gold bricks too, right, Doug? It's like that old argument about I think that there's a spaghetti monster on the other side of the room, on the other side of the moon. Is that moves it around the Earth? I agree, Matt's like, okay. But there's no evidence that there's not one, right? I mean, you can't say that there's not one. We don't know. There could just be. So, like, inventing things out of nowhere as explanations is not how science works. Okay, just because you don't know, even though we do know, doesn't mean that there were psychics moving things around. Uh, okay. 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 You're not insane. You know I'm messing with you, Mithril. Okay. Yeah, you can't prove a negative. All right. You know who I can't stand? That mother called London. That guy is so fucking cool. Oh, I know. London is pretty cool. Is London even here? I don't even know. Okay.
Within all of us, but sleeping.
Well, it's pure.
Yeah, I highly recommend John Gray. Yeah, I highly recommend people watch Minuteman, who does great stuff on this.
Speculation that they use some sort of a telekinetic power, but it's
pure
absolute,
speculation.
But it's absolute that they did something that we don't understand.
Hey, yeah, you say it's pure speculation, then why are you promoting it on a national syndicated podcast?
If you think about the distance between us and the construction, just the modern accepted construction dates of the Great Pyramid, it's more than 5,000 years ago, or close to 5,000 years ago.
Great Pyramid is supposed to be about 4,500 years old, yeah.
That's really old.
It's incredibly old, yeah.
To think that someone back then could do something that would perplex us today with modern machinery.
Yeah.
And that somehow or another they figured this out. It's almost like what they
can't do that. They're dirty savages. How could they have possibly come up with that themselves? And even worse, they were from Africa. Oh my God, they may have been black. Clearly they couldn't. You see the implication here? Do you see the implication? Like, it is obviously implied, and I think I've told you before, there is a direct link between the racist theories that theories of Ham and other crap that Raccoon Boy, I would love to go on a date with Minuteman. Anyway, like, between the racist theories of like the 19th and early 20th century, late 19th, early 20th century, and this crap. Okay. It's like direct link. So now we say they're aliens that did it, even though very few, if not anyone, no one says that the aliens built like the Parthenon, right? Or the Colosseum, because those were good white people. They clearly could have the skill for that. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Thank you so much, Matt Saiga. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right. The lack of slavery ruined totally. Yeah. Okay.
Done was leave behind something that was so stupendous, so monstrously impressive that it would transcend time.
Yeah.
And that you would have to look at it even thousands and thousands of years later and say, hey, like this defies conventional explanation. This is not a simple, and I've seen some of the conventional explanations of the construction of the pyramid, and they conveniently neglect those chambers above the king's chamber.
They do.
They conveniently neglect a lot of those massive stones.
Do they neglect them? They literally have been multiple published papers trying to figure out how they move these things up there. And we're pretty sure we know. We're still kind of unclear, but that doesn't mean it was telekinetic powers or aliens that did it. Okay.
And it's because it's one of those things you just go, I don't know. What is this, Jamie?
There are the chambers
is,
above
yeah.
the king's chambers.
It is super
and each one of
impressive
those
that they
floors
did this.
consists of a row of 70-ton granite blocks that have been raised 350 feet above the ground. And not only that, but brought from Aswan in the south of Egypt, 500 kilometers south of the Great Pyramid. So
if there's any time in history where you could go in a time machine and go back and observe, would that be the time?
Yeah, Raccoon Boy, that's a very fascist mindset. The idea that an inferior people, according to like people that they don't like, are both way too masculine and way too feminine at the same time. So, like the idea that black people are the ones who are really capable of doing hard work and they're super savage, and at the same time they're lazy and they're incompetent and they can't do anything. Like it's always this insane contradictory dichotomy, right? Okay. Anyway,
I am just completely fascinated by the Ice Age at the moment.
If you had one shot to go back and see what it was like in some place.
Oh my God, please, someone send him back to the Ice Age. Please, someone send him back to the Ice Age. I would appreciate that so much.
You wouldn't go to the construction of the Great Pyramids?
I think right now where I'd go is 12,800 years ago in the beginning of the Younger Dryas.
Just to see.
Because I think that's where the whole human story changes. I think that's where we change tracks from one path to another path. And following those cataclysmic events of the Younger Dryas between 12,800 and 11,600 years ago, following those, the signs of civilization that we see emerging are not the beginnings of civilization. They're a restarting.
Is it? Because that's his theory, is that there was a single globe-spanning civilization who spread the ideas of civilization to everyone else. And then they collapsed after a meteor hit the planet. Strangely enough, apparently the meteor didn't strike hard enough to wipe out all those other groups of humans on the Earth. It only destroyed that civilization, the original big civilization.
Of civilization that had existed
right.
before the cataclysm. And for that reason...
Raccoon, I'm going to see you riding into battle on a mammoth, aren't I?
I would like to be present during that cataclysmic event, if only to satisfy myself that it was indeed a comet. You see, the one thing there's no dispute about anymore is that the Younger Dryas was a cataclysm. You can't argue about that. The megafauna that die off, the disruption of human activity that takes place at that time, the huge climate changes. This was a cataclysm by any standards. Where the argument still goes on is what caused the cataclysm. I vote strongly for comet, multiple fragments of a comet hitting the North American ice cap and hitting Greenland as well. But
notice that's where he thinks that this civilization was, kind of in the Europe area, kind of where the Nordic peoples where it come from, like the Vikings. You know, those blonde-haired, blue-eyed. I'm talking like how they think. Okay, blonde-haired, blue-eyed supermen from Europe came from. That was clearly the civilization that spanned the globe, right, and brought good civilization elsewhere. You know, I'm sure there's no coincidence there that these comments happened to destroy a civilization that arose in Europe, right, and that civilization was much more advanced than all the other petty little savage civilizations across the planet, right? Okay.
There are other researchers in the field, like my colleague Robert Schoch, who thinks that the sun is more involved. This is healthy. This is very, very healthy. That we should be approaching this problem from many different perspectives,
Dolly boy,
and trying to figure out what the fuck caused this extraordinary event that occurs at a pivotal moment in the human story. The end of the Stone Age, the beginning of the Mesolithic, the end of the Ice Age, the beginning of the current age of the Earth. And suddenly we see these signs of civilization appearing, and in places like Göbekli Tepe, those signs already include highly sophisticated knowledge. And that's why I feel we really need to...
Yeah, totally. Raccoon, as a matter of fact, Raccoon Boyo, I have my genetics I have some Neanderthal in my genes. I know that because I did a genetic test, and I have I'm some percentage of Neanderthal. So yeah, that's where the Neanderthals. A lot of Neanderthals were over in Europe, Anyway, Raccoon Boy, yeah. Trump failed. Of course, as soon as I get in here, I see Hancock. I'm so sorry Trump failed to traumatize you, okay?
To investigate the Amazon. There are 3 places in the world which are really lacking in the investigation right now.
Right.
One of them is the Amazon.
I love this. Guys, so it is true. We occasionally will still discover an ancient temple or something in the Amazon rainforest or in Central American forest. We'll come across I'll show you. We'll come across a hidden temple or city that we didn't know was there. But guys, if there was a globe-spanning civilization that spread technology everywhere, we would have found evidence of it by now. It's going to take more than like 5 cities in the Amazon to prove a globe-spanning civilization existed. Temples, and by the way, the contradiction of his argument, temples in Amazon rainforest from satellite. So you can actually, they've been doing studies trying to go over the Amazon rainforest from the sky now, using satellites and stuff to try and uncover more of these things. And so we do know that there may be more out there that we're just not aware of. But that does not mean that there's a globe-spanning civilization in the Amazon or anything like that. Okay, I'm trying to find good pictures. You can see how they're kind of hard to see. The temples and rainforest from satellite. From satellite. Okay, here you go. So you can see here. So they've done things like this. You can see that's a LiDAR scan from the sky. You can see that this is covered by rainforest. Okay, but you can see that there are structures there, right? So isn't that cool? Wouldn't that be cool to be that archaeologist who scans and goes, "Oh my God, there's a whole city there we didn't know was there." So yeah, that does happen, but it's going to take more than that to prove a globe-spanning civilization. All right.
5.5 million square kilometers, very little archaeology done. Another is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert, tough place to work. I can understand why there's little archaeology done there, but the Sahara Desert was green during the Ice Age. It had a completely different climate regime. We should consider the possibility that missing parts of the human story are there. And then under the continental shelves, because sea level rose 400 feet. These are 3 domains that archaeology has largely not investigated, and it has largely not done so. They say, well, why would we spend the money on marine archaeology?
Yeah, Raccoon, you're so right. The idea, there's that argument that I think even Graham Hancock makes the argument that all pyramids around the world are shaped the same. Well, that's the easiest and most rational structure for early peoples to do. Because you need a base that is strong enough to hold up the rest, and you don't want it to tumble over. So you're going to need to have some sort of thickness at the bottom. That's just what people would do. That's the easiest sort of structure to make if you're going to do monumental architecture. Okay.
Much better to spend it on looking for shipwrecks rather than looking for signs of a lost civilization, because we archaeologists know there was no lost civilization. So that's the argument for the resources there. And the same with the Amazon, and the same with the Sahara Desert. Very places in the world that those amongst us who are charged with the responsibility of interpreting the past.
By the way, he constantly is fighting with archaeologists. You should look up, guys. Flint Dibbles, I think his name is. Yeah, he's a funny name. Flint Dibbles, who's an archaeologist, goes on Joe Rogan with Graham Hancock, and I don't want to promote it. Goes on Joe Rogan with Graham Hancock and actually debates him for 3 hours. And I feel bad for Flint Dibbles because he's an archaeologist and he's very soft-spoken. And he's not as flashy as Graham Hancock, but he dismantles everything Graham Hancock says to his face, and it's humiliating for Graham Hancock. And Graham Hancock just ends up losing his temper and basically being like, well, archaeologists just hate me. All these archaeologists just hate me. The whole archaeological community is biased and hates me, and things like that. It's funny. I highly recommend you go watch it, though, if you're interested.
Have not
to watch him get dismantled by a real archaeologist.
Looked at are the very places we should be looking at.
All right, so there you go. I just, fake archaeology makes me laugh. Here is another thing here. This just another quick little video here. This one's much shorter. It's 3 minutes long. This is from Ancient Aliens. Do we all remember when that show was on? I know Raccoon Boy, right? Let's watch a little bit of Ancient Aliens. This he always, by the way, is like, well, there hasn't like he whenever one of his theories is debunked, he's always like, well, you haven't checked the Sahara Desert, you haven't checked the Amazon rainforest, you haven't checked the bottom of the oceans. Like, okay, so when are you going to give up and acknowledge that maybe your theories are wrong? They totally have exactly, Mithril. Like continental shelves have been massively mapped. Okay. And we've just found the same stuff there we find on land, which is like Stone Age villages, hunter-gatherer remains, and things like that. Okay, so this is from Ancient Aliens, another show that has a lot of impact. There are lots of people on Earth that, especially Americans, who believe that aliens created the pyramids and shit. As a reminder, folks, if we get one more super chat, I will put on the collar. If we get to 5, I'll put on the makeup. If we get to 7, we'll do a jester game. Ooh, I see, that's what I'm calling them now, jester games. And if we get to 10, we'll do a jester after dark stream. Thank you, everyone who's watching. If you're over on Twitch, please subscribe. You can subscribe for free using Amazon Prime, which will help me send some of Jeff Bezos's money to my bank account, and etc. But we will, yeah. Okay, so let's continue.
Giza Plateau, Egypt. The Great Pyramid is arguably the most.
Oh, thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm going to. Didn't you know, Casual? What do you mean, Fox Emblem? Yeah, I know. I love. Don't you love? Here we go. Don't you love the? Right, Fox Emblem. Of course, Fox Emblem. The Native Americans were the lost tribes of Israel, apparently. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Remember? Yeah. Okay. It's insane. All right. Let's do this. This is Ancient Aliens. Just a little bit of that. Thank you so much, Dolly Boy. If we get 2 more folks, we'll put on the makeup.
Structure on the face of the earth. It is the only surviving wonder of the ancient world, and has inspired endless speculation as to how it was built and what purpose it served.
Ever since the first studies of the Great Pyramid in Egypt have been made, researchers have.
Yeah, oh god, sorry, I just have to pause so I don't get copyrighted here. All the people in this, like, are not real scientists or not real archaeologists. You'll see there's one of them that I'm pretty sure they always show him, and he looks like a lunatic. I'm not trying to be biased based off people's looks, but folks, when you see this guy, you'll see it. You'll be like, oh my god, he's a lunatic. Okay, yeah, this guy too, Mithril, okay?
Been amazed at the mathematical knowledge that is encoded into the Great Pyramid, the measurements that are used in it. Even the placement of the Great Pyramid has aroused great interest among Egyptologists.
The Great Pyramid is aligned to within 3/60th of a degree of north.
Yeah, but it's not perfect. They even said that, 3/60th of the degree, that is true, but it's not perfect. It's like a couple inches off.
A more accurate
I know, Trump failed, Jesus.
alignment than any other structure on Earth.
Yeah.
When you look at the Great Pyramid,
We also, by the way, know how they did that. They had posts and they just used strings. I'm not going to go into detail how they did it, but they used strings attached to posts to make perfect lines, essentially. So okay.
Pyramid's alignment, it's aligned very, very close to true north. Even
Yeah.
more interesting is to think about tracking back in time
But it's not aligned to true north. Let's just be honest.
because the Earth's axis has been shifting slowly. It's what we call precesses. And so if there's been a shift in that alignment, it could be that it was even more accurately aligned to north in the past when they built it.
Hello,
The
Emmanuel.
Great Pyramid is not only perfect.
Oh, thank you, Raccoon Boy. Thank you very much for the super chats. Just for you, my favorite white guy. I'm honored, Raccoon Boy. I'm honored. Thank you. Okay.
Perfectly aligned to the cardinal points.
Shocking, right?
Its
Dolly
placement
Boy?
on the Earth is seemingly intentional as well.
If
Hey,
you
Eeyore.
pass a great circle from the Great Pyramid through its cardinal and its ordinal directions, what you find is that these circles will pass through more landmass of the Earth than any other location on the Earth.
I'm sorry, that's not true. That is what? It'll pass through more landmass than any other location. Who cares? What does that even mean? I first of all, I doubt that's true. Second of all, I mean, yeah, Egypt is sort of in the middle of it's like between Eurasia and Africa. I mean, it's in Africa, but it's like right there. I mean, okay, I don't know. This is um uh oh, Hiyori, I'm sorry. I just always automatically say hi to people. Hiyori when they say hi. My mistake. Okay. Yeah. I'll go back. This is confusing me. I'm going to go back a little bit. Did we all hear that? If you go out in all the directions, it is perfectly. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Pyramid through its cardinal.
Oops. Sorry, guys. I'll go back a little bit.
On the Earth is seemingly intentional as well.
If you pass a great circle from the Great Pyramid through its cardinal and its ordinal directions, what you find is that these circles will pass through more landmass of the Earth than any other location on the Earth.
Okay, first of all, I doubt that's 100% true, right? So wait, that exact location passes through more landmass than any other location. Like, so if they moved it like 50 meters to the north, it would have been less landmass. You see what I mean? Second of all, the Egyptians didn't know about places like Australia. They didn't know. They didn't know about North America or South America. They didn't know. So it's not like they did this on purpose. What? I'm so confused. What does this have to do with anything? Or do they think it's like, if anyone knows Warhammer, the Warhammer games, there's the lizard men who build this geomantic web to protect their civilization. Is that what they think it is? They think pyramids like generate this protective force field or some shit. I know I'm being nerdy here, but okay, I don't get that. Yeah, totally right. It's aligned with the sun, right? It is absolutely aligned with the route of the sun.
Find that the Great Pyramid is essentially located at the center of the world's landmass.
The Great Pyramid was built at the level of technological sophistication far in excess of anything that we have today.
So, okay. This sounds bad of me, but that's just not true. Like we have some things that are very technologically sophisticated. That's not to say that they weren't technologically sophisticated. They were, but what about like computers or AI or things like that? Anyway,
they don't use the inch as we normally have it in the English system. It's
cubits.
A cubit.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this cubit is that it is exactly 1/25 millionth
Raccoon boy
of the polar diameter of the Earth, meaning the distance from the North Pole to the South Pole of the Earth. Chop it up into 25 million pieces. There's your cubit. It's perfect.
So if you actually take the...
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. So if you divide, okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to process this nonsense. So if you divide the length from the poles of the Earth by 25 million, that would be 25 million perfect cubits. Who chose the number 25 million? Did they just pull that out of their asses? Like, oh, well, what number would make a perfect division amongst cubits? Yeah, what does that mean? I'm so confused. You'll notice like the names of the books that these people wrote, like author The Divine Blueprint. What the hell? Okay.
Length for the Great Pyramid at its mean socket level, which is the corners of the actual building, it translates into 365.24.
Oh, Sir Bartholomew, I would not be surprised. That's why I think Graham Hancock probably did a bunch of shrooms and things like that.
Pyramid cubits, which just happens to be the Earth right down to a quarter day.
The measurements of the length and width of the perimeter of the Great Pyramid.
You're so right, Rick and Blue.
Correspond to an exact fraction of both the latitude and longitude measurements at the equator.
Wait, an exact fraction? So not even the longitude and latitude measures, a fraction of them. Okay, well, yeah, a number is going to be a fraction or multiplication of any other number, right?
Scaled up. This means the Great Pyramid directly corresponds to the circumference of the equator, as well as the measurement from the equator to the pole.
Yeah, totally,
Meowzord. A scale model of the Northern Hemisphere. If you take...
What? Oh, God, I'm having so much trouble following this. So wait, if you increase the size of the pyramid, it'll be a scale model of the Northern Hemisphere. Well, yeah, if you increase the size of it to that, but like, okay, whatever. Here's the guy that looks like a lunatic that I was telling you about. Yeah, this is the meme guy. You guys have probably seen memes about this guy. Yeah, the glue man. Look at this.
The location.
Look at this. Look at this hair. Right. I mean, yeah, the answers were brilliant. Like, I don't. Okay, like this guy. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. Isn't this a red flag? I don't. I hate to judge how people look, but guy. I mean, come on, come on, come on. Look at him. Look at him. I mean, the hair. Uh, like, okay. I know. I'm so sorry, Dolly Boy. That's okay, Dolly Boy. I know that you exist. So not all Scottish people are crazy. Okay, so you know I'm messing. Okay. Um. All right. There's no free will. Yeah, yeah. That's true, Mazur. Okay. All right.
Of the Great Pyramid as a coordinate, this number sequence of this coordinate matches exactly the speed of light traveling through space, measured in meters per second. This is amazing stuff. When you consider the vast amount of information about the Earth that's encoded into the Great Pyramid, you can't just dismiss all of this as pure coincidence.
First of all, I very much doubt all of those numbers. I would have to look it up. Very much doubt all those numbers are even true. Second of all, they probably are. I mean, they are coincidences. If they are true, definitely is a coincidence. Have you ever seen this Pokemon evolution? He started looking almost normal. I have Outer Signal. I have not seen his Pokemon evolution. Okay. So anyway, you see what I mean? All right. Yeah, totally. Oh, absolutely. Trump failed. Okay, so there's that. That's Ancient Aliens. I got into this is why I'm bad at parties. I went to a party once, and I like socializing, but I'm kind of an awkward person. So like, I sat down, and I didn't really know anyone there except for like two people. And I sat near this lady, and we started chatting, and we were drinking, and I started ranting incoherently about Ancient Aliens, and then she got really offended and was like, "What do you mean? There's so much evidence that these were ancient aliens." And like, oh my god, worst mistake of my life, worst mistake of my life. I thought she was going to hit me by the end. Anyway, so I like getting into fights with ancient alien people. Okay. Yeah, right. Probably Raccoon Boy, right? He probably plagiarized the theory of relativity from the ancient Egyptians. I mean, it's pretty badass. You know what? Let's accept it. Let's accept that it's true. Okay. Outer Signal. Let's look at that Outer Signal. So you say that he actually he changed what he looks like. Um, I'm curious to see. Oh yeah. Oh, he did have an evolution, guys. Look at this. This is the evolution of the guy on the History Channel. Oh my God, you're right. Wow, he got crazier and crazier. Dear God. Uh, yeah, look at this. Look at this. All right. I mean, Jesus. That's quite the evolution. And by the end, he looks like static electricity. Yeah, then the notoriously strong Greek trade winds. Right, right. All right. Interesting. So, shaking my head, quickie on the gullible. Uh, yeah. He's picked somebody that hadn't been so thoroughly. Exactly, guys. I'm sorry. I'm reading here. Trump failed. You're not wrong. It literally has to do with like brown people couldn't have done this. Yeah. If you're not literally getting your mind blown by your research, exactly. I'm sorry. This is just okay. Anyway, so all right, this is what this stuff does to you. It kind of rots your brain. All right. All right, you guys. So here's let's. So that was that. That was really all I wanted to show you was talk a little bit about this nonsense. And by the way, you can watch other clips of it if you're ever in a mood to torture yourself.
The joke.
Also, I wanted to. I have Lingo here. I'm going to put my face up here. But thank you, folks, for everyone who's donated. If we get 2 more super chats, I'll put on the jester. Okay, he was going to be in my master's team. Yori, hilarious. If we get 2 more super chats, I'll put on the makeup. Now, here's the thing. So I do think there is. I think I've talked about this before. Okay, Mouser, maybe we'll do that sometime. Maybe we'll watch. I think I would have to. Maybe we'll do it on Twitch sometime. We'll watch Action Bronson do it. We're about to, Dolly Boy. That's what we're going to do next. We're going to talk about the Secretary of War Criminals next. something I think that science needs to get better at, or scientists need to get better at, and there are a lot of scientists who do this well, is making science more exciting and making it more alluring. Like, these guys are able to present the stuff that is completely unscientific in a very entertaining way that draws people into it. But like real science can be boring to outside people. What do I mean? Like, it's going to be boring to watch a scientist like submit a paper and get it peer reviewed, and then watch another scientist try to repeat the experiment, and then when it gets once it gets repeated, then maybe another scientist tries it, and then that gets peer reviewed. And then maybe a scientist tries an experiment and their hypothesis doesn't pan out, and so they cancel that. You see what I mean? Um, there are scientists that are really good at this, but I wish we had uh, we had more science educators that would do stuff like this. Like, there are shows. Someone mentioned it at the beginning. There's like what is it called? Um, oh, that show about that ranch. Yeah, Bill Nye. Um, What is it called? I'm having a mind blank. Skinwalker. Anyone ever heard of Skinwalker Ranch? It is moronic. It's like this ranch in the United States that they investigate, and they claim that there's like alien shit. Uh, alien shit. Um, and okay, Matt Saigai. And I know that there are good ones out there. I know that there are good scientists out there. I just wish there were. I don't know. I wish they were more popular, and that like. Anyway, okay, Skinwalker Ranch is so bad, right? It's like the worst thing. And I've had family members who watch it and think it's true, and it's like, and by the way, like, if you're, it's not science. Oftentimes, the word science is used to uh, the word science is used to try and hide the fact that it's not real science. So they will have people on these shows that are scientists or physicists, and they claim to be doing science, and they have all these little gadgets and shit that make it look like real science, or like ghost hunters will do the same thing. It's not real scientists. Trust me, real science is not that entertaining to watch. Now, does that mean it isn't entertaining? No, I think it's super interesting, but like, anyway, we need more stuff like that. There was another show. What was the one we watched that someone just mentioned? Not Skinwalker Ranch. There was also, someone mentioned it earlier. Uh, the archaeology show. The secrets of exactly, Dolly Boy. A lot of science doesn't produce the result. Matt Saigai, it's super. I think science is interesting. I'm saying from like an outsider's perspective, it can be boring unless you make it more. Yeah, thank you. Oak Island. Oak Island drives me insane. They actually got the Canadian government to change the laws for them so that they could loot essentially. Matt Saigai, I get it, but from like Matt Saigai, from like a but like science, like most science experiments don't have much of a climax. The hypothesis will fail, and then they have to do it again. And so it's anyway. Um, I'm not bashing science. I'm just saying I wish I like there's some scientists who are able to make it more interesting. Um, okay, the slow mo guys did some stuff. Really? Okay, that's cool. I mean, again, maybe I'm biased because I mainly watch history and social studies stuff. Yeah, totally, Sir Bartholomew. Oak Island drives me crazy. I can't stand it. Um, by the way, I actually went in because I'm a nerd. I went into Oak Island and I researched because they got a law passed by the Canadian government that allows them to search Oak Island. And part of the law there is that if they find something using a metal detector, they don't have to report it to the Canadian government. Okay. So they don't have to tell the Canadian government for the sake of protecting artifacts and things like that. So you'll notice on the show, almost all their amazing finds are found using a metal detector because they aren't actually finding those things. They are placing them there and then finding them with the metal detector on camera because then they don't have to report it to the Canadian government. So they don't have to lie to the Canadian government. It's absolute nonsense. Okay. And like because I went in and I looked at the laws and stuff, and then they have this archaeologist on there who's a retired guy who gets paid tons of money and who isn't actually an archaeologist. They actually was one episode where they had a real archaeologist on there, and then she quit after 2 episodes. Or I should say, because she was complaining a bunch about their methods, and they kind of asked her to leave. And she signed an NDA saying she wouldn't talk about it, but people around her say that, oh yeah, she quit because they weren't following actual archaeological procedures. Okay, anyway. It's all nonsense. Everything is terrible, folks. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Pete Hegseth, the war criminal, shall we? I mean, why not? Well, I need some more goddamn caffeine here. All right. So, let's move on here to Pete Hegseth. So what do we know about Pete Hegseth? What happened with Pete Hegseth recently? Yeah, Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth. Exactly, Matt Saigai, which, just isn't great for like entertainment value. I think it's super cool. All right. So what exactly, someone tell me, who heard him say that? What exactly happened? Let's talk about is probably the oh my God, I know, right? Raccoon Boy, oh Jesus Christ. It definitely is. So lawmakers warned that Hegseth may have committed war crimes following second strike report. Okay. Uh Raccoon Boy. True. Um okay. So lawmakers from both parties raised alarm. Now, folks, this is why I said that Trump is losing right now. Like, there's a lot of backlash he's getting from his party, and it almost makes me think that the Republicans are trying to turn on him a bit. We've had several examples of that. A lot of them voted to release the Epstein files. A lot of them have been coming out and saying things about him that are negative. It's just interesting. And now there's even ones coming out and saying Pete Hegseth, did these things. Okay, a code name for he did. Okay. Yeah, may have. You're right. He did, Alyssa. But like that, even that is shocking, Alyssa. The very fact that they even said may have, like normally war crimes, we're Americans. That doesn't, there's no such thing as a war crime. You can kill as many civilians as you want. You can bomb Iraq to hell. You can kill some fishermen in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. You can do whatever you want, right? What's a war crime? Okay. But the fact that they even are asking whether it's a war crime publicly is very strange for American politicians. Washington Post last week. He was Yori. Oh my God, he was. The Washington Post reported last week that Hegseth authorized a highly unusual strike to kill all survivors of one of the Trump administration's attacks in recent months on boats allegedly carrying drugs in international waters. Politico has not independently verified the Post reporting. Senator Chris Van Hollen and Tim Kaine, both of whom sit on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said Sunday that if accurate, such orders would raise to the level of war crimes. Okay. Yeah, exactly. What's the Geneva Convention, right, Dolly Boy? that sounds like a communist thing, right, Dolly Boy? Raccoon Boy, yeah, they just designate them as terror cells, right? Okay. If that reporting is true, it's a clear violation of DOD's own laws of war, as well as international laws about the way you treat people who are in that circumstance. Isn't that weird? Do you think this is the first time these Democrats have ever even used? I'm surprised they spelled laws of war correctly. I feel like they'd never written that phrase down before. That's shocking. As well as international law. Also, they spelled international wrong, right? That's strange. About the way you treat people who are in that circumstance. And it rises to the level of a war crime if it's true, Kaine said. Mark Kelly of Arizona said in a Sunday morning interview with CNN State of the Union that the order, if true, is clearly not lawful. Senator Ed Markey responded to the article by writing on social media Saturday evening, Pete Hegseth is a war criminal and should be fired immediately. Right, Dolly Boy? It's shocking. I'm happy for their teachers. They must have taught them very well that they even remember how to spell war crime since they never use it a day in their life. Okay. I totally agree, Matt Saigai. We also need better science education in the U.S. Okay. Me too. We'll see if there are any prosecutions, Alyssa. Let's see here. I'll put my face back up. I just realized, I'm not showing you the screen here so you can see what I'm looking at. The Pentagon declined to comment beyond a Friday social media post in which Hegseth branded the Post article as fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory reporting, insisting our current operations in the Caribbean are lawful, both under U.S. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I agree, Meowzord. I totally agree. Totally agree. It reminds me, Meowzord, of watching the Necessary Conversations podcast and how, hey, Raccoon Boyo, good luck. I don't know why you need luck for taking estrogen, but still okay. The Necessary Conversations podcast, when the two Trump supporters, the two parents, were basically saying that they love veterans and shit. And then, anyway, they shouldn't speak. Okay. Hegseth did not dispute that he gave the orders detailed in the article. I agree, Alyssa. He's like a cornered dog. That's what I'm worried about. And folks, historically, I know, Alyssa, when a dictator or an authoritarian or a strong man starts getting cornered and feeling isolated, they become more dangerous, and they start literally losing their minds. They start literally losing their minds. Okay, I know, right, Meowzord? But then, of course, they use it incorrectly, Meowzord. They say that they believe that facts are feelings, and they think that their feelings are facts. So they'll be like, facts don't care about your feelings, even though they'll be dismissing a fact and claiming it's a feeling, which is aesthetic rationalism, right? It's that's what the Nazis did, right? It doesn't matter what reality is. What is true is what I think is true. What I feel is true. Okay, so anyway, so vigorous oversight. Now they're not really saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. So he might begin to lose his mind even more or become more paranoid and start lashing out. It makes me wonder if, like, that's the reason why the Republicans are going after him more. They're starting to get worried about his unhinged behavior. And I mean, obviously, he already was unhinged, but like, he might get worse. Okay. He worry a variety of things. It could be violence, like he might declare war on Venezuela just because he's becoming more unhinged. It could mean that he does do violence. It could also mean that he just makes a bunch of really stupid decisions. It could be that he becomes depressed and stops being president, or like stops doing much publicly. Like there's a bunch of things that could happen. But Alyssa is right that a cornered authoritarian typically acts like a cornered animal, and they supposed to start lashing out or start doing things that are very bad. Like Hitler, for example, in the final days of the Third Reich, he started thinking that he started like moving troops around on a map, even though those units didn't exist anymore. He started like having generals executed that weren't listening to his orders, even though they didn't even command the unit that they were told to command anymore. I don't mean stops being president. He might stop acting more, rationally. I mean, he's already not acting rational. Okay. Um, okay, but we'll see. Yeah. Oh no, I know, Sir Bartholomew, and I don't think they will. Admittedly, I don't think they will actually charge Hegseth with war crimes. Let's be honest. But the fact that they're even mentioning it verbally that he may have done war crimes is interesting. Okay, is very interesting to me because that doesn't happen in America. We ignore war crimes left and right, but only if Americans do the war crimes. Okay, or if Netanyahu does the war crimes, we ignore it. Or if any ally of ours does the war, let's be honest, anyone we like does the war crimes, we don't care. We view it as like a Thanksgiving dinner or something. Okay. So Mike Turner, so from Ohio, Republican, said that if that occurred, that would be very serious. And I agree that it would be an illegal act. So, yeah. And then, of course, Trump was calling for 6 Democrats to be arrested for, I'm going to find the original quote here. Yeah, Department of War Crimes, totally. It could be that ICE gets ramped up. I can't see it because I don't have this. What I just want to see, what was the exact quote? He's so young, right? Raccoon. Okay. Hegseth, I just want to see the exact quote. Hegseth war crime quote. I know he didn't say war crime. He just said, quote, a Department of War is fake news, right, Doug? I just want to find, what was the exact quote, folks? I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. He said, so missile was fired off the Trinidad coast and hit its target. For a few minutes, commanders watched a live stream of the boat turning. Um, When smoke cleared, they saw 2 survivors clinging to the smoldering wreck, the Post reported. At that point, the special operations commander in charge ordered a second strike to comply with Hegseth's instructions, the Post reported, citing 2 people familiar with the matter. The 2 survivors were blown apart in the water. Honestly, I'm glad they included that. Most of the time, American media censors it. That's what by the way, folks, that's what a bomb does. It blows a person into pieces or burns them alive. We need to be clear about what our weapons do to people. That's why I support being honest about the effect of weapons on bodies, literally. And that's why a lot of times I'm gross when I present to you guys things, because I want you to hear what it does. Because we like to protect ourselves from the reality of what we do, but we need to hear it. All right. Sorry, that was my little side note there. Okay, the Hegseth responded in a report later that Friday, calling it fake news without directly refuting the kill everybody order. He insisted the U.S. military strikes against alleged drug smuggling boats, which have been taking place in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, are lawful. Okay, every trafficker we kill. He's not saying they didn't kill. Okay, anyway. So, all right. So that's what's going on with Pete Hegseth. This is very interesting. I will, Raccoon Boy, don't worry. Yeah, he basically killed 2 people, Chisu, but probably more than that. There's probably stuff we haven't heard too about him ordering these strikes. Oh, right. Now, guys, by the way, Dolly Boy says, man, if only soldiers' commanders had a right and duty to refuse an unlawful order. They do. As you know, Dolly Boy, I think that's your point. By the way, folks, it is an illegal order. Now, is it an illegal order? This is complicated. Yes, it is an illegal order. You're not allowed to kill civilians. You are allowed to disobey an illegal order. The problem is if your superiors think that it is a legal order, it doesn't really matter if you think it's an illegal order, which makes it really hard for troops and generals and commanders and stuff to know whether they're doing something that will be considered an illegal order. And under the Trump administration, it'll be even harder. So, but yeah, you have a right to disobey an illegal order. But we would never do that, though, of course. Yeah, I know Elliot Waffles. She did. Wait, is she live, Elliot Waffles? I'm just curious. Uh, White House. Yeah, White House. It's okay, Diego. I'm just trying to see if she is live. If she is live, we probably won't. I don't know if I want to watch it right now, but yeah, she was just live. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just trying to figure out what time of day they normally go live. This is like, so yeah, this is crazy, right? Anyway, it's a war crime. And yeah, so troops can disobey orders. The issue is, will the higher ups view it as a lawful disobeying of an order? Yeah, of course they never can, Elliot. This is so interesting. Elliot, exactly, Dolly, but that's my point, right? That it's okay because they will never think that the administration gave an illegal order. Totally. Let me see here. Elliot Waffle, she contradicted what Trump said. She contradicted what Trump said. Trump said the other day that the strikes did not happen, according to Hegseth. They can't get their story straight. What else is new, Elliot Waffles? SoCal, it's not just a right to disobey direct order. It is a duty, a requirement. Oh, no, you're right, SoCal. I should phrase it that way, okay? It's the difference between loyalty to the Constitution and a republic and the orange dictator. SoCal, you're totally right. The problem, though, SoCal, is that we've structured it in a way that the president decides, because he's the commander-in-chief, what then ultimately is a legal order, right? So this is problematic. There are issues with this. But yeah, they should have disobeyed. And if the whole military disobeyed en masse, what are they going to do about it? The military is the one with the guns. Okay. So it's complicated, but yeah, the military should disobey. And by the way, I'm not defending I'm just following orders defense. I think everyone should defy it. But I've heard a lot of people saying, well, the military should just not follow orders. Well, yeah, but it is a bit harder than that because Trump has also fired a bunch of people from military positions and put people in that are loyal to him. Yeah, exactly, Alyssa. They fired all those JAGs too. Okay, so uh, I agree, Hiyori. Hegseth should be stripped of his position and put to life in prison, but this is the U.S., just like Trump is going to be. Oh, totally, Hiyori. Hiyori, this is America. Come on. Come on, hurry. You think we'd actually put in prison someone who committed a war crime? I mean, dear God. Prison is for petty criminals and people who smoke pot and who are not white. And people who are poor. Oh, I'm sorry. And people who have a mental health issue that's untreated because we don't have a healthcare system. All right. Okay. All right. Sorry, that kind of got it. All right. So this is interesting. We'll see how this develops. Okay. Yeah, he's probably getting a statue, right, Alyssa? You're right, though. You're right. All the White House said all the orders are totally legal, so it's all good. And by the way, folks, there's something called the unitary theory of the executive, or the unitary executive theory, which is what the people in the Trump administration believe. They believe that the president has the right to interpret the laws of the United States, not this judicial branch. The president does. So the president can decide whether it's a war crime or not, and we'll see. We'll see if that goes down the way we want it to. Hiyori. Just like what Donald Trump wanted in Gaza. Correct, Hiyori, right? A golden statue. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Okay. So that's what's going on with Hegseth. This is super interesting. Oh my God, I know Outer Signal. Outer Signal's not lying when Outer Signal says this. The U.S. reserves the right to invade The Hague if a U.S. soldier or official is tried at the ICC. Shocking but true. Yep. We actually have a military plans in place to invade the Netherlands to rescue any of our leaders who might be brought to The Hague to be tried for a crime. I am not joking. You can look it up. It is true. Yeah, I know. Listen, we still got 3 years left of the guy. And so even though he might feel cornered right now, we'll see what happens. We can only hope that, how do I phrase this in YouTube-friendly ways? We can only hope that an act of God saves us from him. And since you know I don't believe in God, you can interpret what I mean. Anyway, so we can only hope an act of God saves us. Whether God be a wet staircase or, whatever it may be. Anyway, okay. SoCal, if you really want to watch Hegseth squirm, take away his alcohol and force him to true, very true. That's a good point, Fox Emlyn. 3 years, that's being optimistic. There is Sir Bartholomew, I would not be surprised, okay? Okay. So, all right, you guys. So that is what's going on with Hegseth. We had said previously, we had all said this. This isn't just me, how we were committing war crimes, right? We were committing war crimes in the in our attacks on Venezuela, etc. So I am worried that as he gets more cornered, he might act more irrationally. I mean, as if that's possible, right? I mean, come on. But we can see what happens. All right, you guys. So we can hope, Raccoon, right? Maybe that'll be a good act of God we can see happen here. All right. So let us see here. Again, folks, if we get 2 more super chats, I'll put on the makeup. Now, I will say, so we've talked about a lot today. I've been rambling at you guys for a while now. I'm going to keep going. I'm still going to be streaming. I would just let's thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you, Dolly Boy. You're my hero. You know that, right? Jesus Christ. Dolly Boy has been keeping the ship afloat recently. Okay. Thank you for letting me eat, Dolly Boy. I'm just kidding. I know that's a lie. All right. So thank you, Dolly Boy. One more, folks, will put on the makeup. Now, I wanted to watch. Let's do a palate cleanser, shall we? Let's do a palate cleanser. There's other stuff going on in the news. You know what? I'm going to check the news first, and then we'll do a palate cleanser. The White House defended the admiral who ordered a follow-up strike. So today, by the way, Trump is holding an Oval Office meeting about Venezuela. So let's hope that doesn't go badly. Okay, we'll do the other video here. Thank you, SoCal, for the super chat. Okay, you know what? We'll do the makeup. All right. So while we're doing that, all right. Let's do the super chat here. So, guys, this this reacts. I found a sort of
Giza Plateau.
Cleanse your palate, not an ethnic group, raccoon boy. Maybe it might be Dolly Boy. We'll see. There's no evidence about what they're going to talk about, but we'll find out. Okay. So I thought we could do this.
So as you may remember,
So this is just kind of a palate cleanser, please. Yeah, Alyssa, this is kind of a funny, I guess. I don't know if it is. I just thought it'd be kind of fun. Yeah, it probably will be Dolly Boy. But we'll talk about serious stuff after this, I guess you could say, but just as a palate cleanser thing, kind of thing. So thank you, Alyssa, for that. If we get one more, we'll do a game. So this is a video called, I don't know what it's about. Dating women made me understand men. Now, I know. I'm not trying to go. We're not doing like red pill shit, black pill. But I just thought it'd be kind of fun to watch. I don't know what her perspective is. If it's bad, we'll stop it. But this is a woman, I guess, saying talking. It's 3 minutes long. Dating women made me understand men. So let's just. She's not red pill. Okay, good. So let's watch this. Okay, let me get the makeup. I got some new makeup, so give me a second.
I came out as bisexual last.
Oh, she's bi. Yay. Okay. One of us. Okay. I'm not bi though. Only like men. Anyway. Oh, okay, guys. I got new shit. All right. So, Dolly Boy, are you a B or a G? Are you a B, a G? What are you? You don't have to tell me, Dolly Boy, but I don't remember. All right. So we got some white stuff that is like you can take it off and go like this. I guess it could be Mouse, I didn't really consider that. But like she didn't say that she had dated men. You see what I mean? So it could be that she was just a lesbian. I didn't know. You're a B. Gotcha, Dolly Boy. Cool. All right. I don't know. I'm sorry for our parasocial relationship here, Dolly Boy. Okay. Are you a B or a G? Yes. All right. So, all right, we got red. All right. So now, guys, let me do that. Forgive me. I also got setting powder, which is nice, but I'm not really going to use it. An MTG. There you go. That's hilarious, raccoon. Okay. All right, guys. So let me put this back on. Let's see what she has to say. You can buy sexuality. All right, you guys. So let me let's put this on here. All right. We got a P, excellent. We got a P, Fox Emblem. I am a P, excellent. Wait, a P. Oh yes, I know what a P is. It took me a moment. Okay. All right. So we'll put on this. The first time I'm using it, so we'll see how it goes. My crush is, oh, that's awesome, Diego. You should ask her out, Diego. Anyway, in a non-creepy way, but you know that, Diego. Okay. All right. So let's see what she has to say. You did you? I'm sorry. Did I miss something of yours? You're a smart guy. What'd you say? You're a smart guy. I don't see anything from you. I don't see anything from you, Matt Guy. Literally nothing. What do you mean? What do you mean I missed your thing? Okay, I like attractive people. Hey, that's cool. All right. Everyone ready? I'm a real boy. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's see what she has to say.
Last year. And since then, I have been dating women. And what I found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl who asked me out, by the way. This is relevant because
Interesting. That is an interesting dynamic. Um, really, guys, I literally don't see your Matt Saiga. I literally don't see your message. I literally don't see it at all. Is it on? Uh, would you please resend it, Matt? I literally don't see it. Okay. All right. So, real question: did you always really? Okay, fine. 1 second, folks. I miss it right before Alyssa's? Yeah, guys, I do not see the one that said, Alyssa, if this is women hating, is that the one? Because I literally there's nothing there, nothing in any of my feeds that say that is. Yeah, it's not appearing on my end, guys. Please send it to me again, Matt. I literally don't see it. It is gone, or at least if it was here, it's not here anymore. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, strange. All right, let's continue. So, oh yeah, that's a good question. So, one thing that is kind of annoying to me about being gay, not the fact that I'm gay, but because people have these very gendered notions of like dating, is you'll often be asked, like, oh, which of you, like I've been asked before, which of you is the boy and which of you is the girl, or there'll be this assumption that you know the more masculine one is the one who asked the other one out or whatever, and I think that's an old-fashioned way of looking at things, partially because, you know, women can ask men out, obviously. Gay people don't have to fall into gender norms either if they don't want to, right? So why do we have to have a boy and a girl? Why can't it just be two guys? And guys can act how they want. They're guys. All right. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Matt Saigai. It literally did not appear anywhere. Thank you very much, Matt Saigai. It's not appearing anywhere on my screen. Your donation, Matt Saigai, did not appear. Oh, wait, it's there now. It literally just popped up. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. Thank you, Matt Saigai. My apologies, Matt Saigai. One more and we'll play a game. I don't know what's going on there, Matt Saigai. Okay, continuing.
When the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice. I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And
yeah, that's kind of cringe. And I'm not, that's kind of cringe. Like, I wish you should assume you're both paying unless someone, offers to or whatever. I agree with that. And I'm by the way, like, I think more women do that too, though there are men, by the way, do that because being gay, right? I've met with men who believe who like taking what they call what they would say is like the feminine role or whatever, and then they expect me to be the man who pays. And I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. Are you saying that men always have to pay them when they go on a date with a woman? And for the straight guys out there, is that still common? Do women typically expect you to pay for the date? I know that's like an old-fashioned thing, but is that still something that happens?
I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner. And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my God, I sound like all of my guy friends right now. And my argument against why guys should pay for dates has always been like, look, girls take hours to get ready. Our investment is looking really nice for you. Makeup, clothes, that costs money too. But we were both girls in this situation. We both took
We do, Alyssa. We'll do the game after I finish putting on the makeup. Okay. Gotcha, Mithril. If you ask someone out, you should expect to either pay for it or pay for your half. Yeah, that's my thought, right? Like, and I don't think, uh, like maybe you should do it where you just expect that both of you are going to be paying, right? Like, I don't. Why do we? And guys, I'm ignorant. I'm a gay man, so I don't. Sometimes I don't understand a lot of the straight people dynamics. Not that they're different. They're human beings, of course. I mean, most of you are. Just kidding. But like, why do we assume then that the party asking out, should pay? Shouldn't it be that you both pay unless someone volunteers? Uh, Oh, got you. That's okay, Sir Bartholomew. All right, interesting.
Hours to get ready, so I definitely felt slighted. Exhibit B. On another date, I went back to a girl's house and I ended up making friends with her cat. That's not a pun. I'm talking about her literal.
That's funny. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, well, that could be a pun anyway. All right.
Actual animal. And she said, wow, my cat never likes anyone. I better go out and buy a wedding dress.
Okay, she was joking. She was joking. That's a joke, right? God, though maybe I'm cringy. I make jokes like that, though. Like not like that soon, obviously, but I make jokes like that, like Jesus. Probably I probably look like a lunatic anyway. All right. Like it's like if I date with someone and then they're like, "Oh, I'm a socialist," I'll be like, "Oh my God, you want to get married?" Like obviously I'm joking. They always laugh. They never. I mean, maybe that's weird. Okay. Maybe that's weird. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's fair. Um, really? Okay, that's fair. So it's the asking party that pays. Um, okay.
And
No, that is fair. That is very fair, Doug. Like dehumanizing language about straight people. That's very true. Okay. Uh, yeah, breeders. I have met gay people who have a lot of anger towards straight people. Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. That's cute. All right.
again, I felt like I got some serious
Okay,
perspective.
Raccoon Boy.
I have been guilty of making these kinds of jokes on dates with men. I never really thought anything of it. I was just being
There we
silly.
go.
But then when I was on the receiving end of it, I suddenly understood the panic. And finally, Exhibit C. One girl invited me back into her house.
Whoa. Lucky you. Forgive me. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to use here. All right. Oh no, it doesn't, Iori. I'm not saying using it as an excuse. I'm just saying it's unfortunate that. Okay. It's unfortunate that there's also like a lot of black people who really hate white people. I'm not excusing it. It's very problematic.
And her specific words were, "Do you want to come in and make out?" Obviously, I'm like, yeah, you're really pretty. I want to press my face to yours.
Yeah, suit cheese is typically used as like a counter to people who say homosexual behavior or marriage is unnatural. It became a response to be like, well, yeah, you're breeders, you're overpopulating the planet. You see what I mean? But I agree the idea that like like dehumanizing straight people generally, obviously, no one should be dehumanized at all. And I hope I've never done that. I hope the straight people here don't think I've ever dehumanized them. Because I love you all very much. Okay, even if you, I'm not going to make that joke. Then you know I'm an asshole.
But then when we got there, we both just sat on the couch and she talked till like 3 a.m. And I was like, yo girl, I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m. I was told there would be kisses here. There are no kisses. And like, look, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, I don't mind talking. I love talking. But she could have said, do you want to come in and just talk? And I would have had totally different expectations for the evening. You know, finally I started falling asleep and I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I gave her one kiss and left. And I felt sad that the amount of kisses promised did not equal the amount of kisses delivered. And once again, I felt like a dude who was upset that I did not receive the expected physical kisses I was promised.
Aw, she didn't get her kisses. All right. But see, okay, I will say she is kind of generalizing, right? She had a bad experience with some women. Now, obviously, I've never dated a woman, so I don't know if this is common. I'm just saying, like, I would have, like, are these experiences common for people who date women? I don't know. But so I'm just, you know,
And I wanted
anything that generalizes, I'm always careful about, right?
this because I felt like this has really been expanding my perspective when it comes to dating. I finally understand a lot of the complaints my male friends have about dating that I admit I would usually dismiss. But now I really get it when they say, dating is just so expensive, man.
Sometimes I feel like a girl doesn't even like me for me. She just wants like a boyfriend.
I wish it were more socially expected to go Dutch on the first few dates, but you're like a jerk
Gotcha,
if you even
Hiyori.
suggest it. And any experience that
Okay.
expands your compassion and understanding is one that I think is worthy of sharing. So what about you? Have you had any experiences that have shifted your viewpoint dramatically? Let me know. I'm Anna Akana, and thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring.
Okay, interesting. All right, I guess that was kind of entertaining. I guess. Okay, maybe outer signal. Breeder is an anti-natalist language, not straight anti. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair, Raccoon Boyu. Okay. Yeah, what does going Dutch mean? I don't even know, Sir Bartholomew. Does anyone know what that means? Did I just get myself demonetized by saying it on stream? I don't. Okay. Where are my oh my God, where are my glasses? I'm gonna lose my mind. Can't see a damn thing. Glasses. Where did I put my glasses? Oh, there they are. They fell. Okay. All right, guys. So we got enough now for there we go. Woo! Hey, okay, this doesn't look bad, right? Maybe there's too much blue. Whatever. I should have used a different color for my eyes and mouth because it all looks like it's. Oh, gotcha. Going Dutch, everyone pays their way. That's a good idea. All right. Okay. So, guys, we have enough now to do a game, right? We have enough now to do a game. I thought what I would like to do. Gotcha, Fox Emblem. Okay, fair. Like yeah. I assume that these were generalizations, but no, I agree. Meow's the word. I like also. I feel like I've been taken advantage before in that way. Like you go on a date and you have this, or like they won't tell you. Like they'll invite you somewhere, and it's like you don't know that it's a super expensive place, and you get there, and then shit. Now you either have to pay for something super expensive, or you you have to pay for something super expensive you weren't expecting it, or you pay for it and then you never see them again, and it's like, well, why did I waste that money? You see what I mean? Like, anyway, I prefer like a date that's not as expensive, or just hanging out. Though that's a lot of people do that. Okay. Yeah, Larry David, I love that. Larry David's hilarious, Malzord. Okay. All right. So guys, let's play a game. We're gonna do GeoGuessr, but I do want to let's try a different game first. I thought we could find a quiz to do for me to do here on Sporkle. I like Sporkle a lot. Something, I don't know, amusing. And then we could move over to to another game. Let's do some jester games, shall we? That's what I'm calling them now, jester games. Don't you like that? Astronomy. Oh, I love a good quiz. Let's see here. What do we do? U.S. presidents. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it'd be embarrassing if I couldn't name all of them. I don't know if I want to do that. It'd be so embarrassing if I couldn't name all of them. You know what? Okay. You want me to try and I am gay quiz? Okay. Raccoon Boy. I understand that. Well, I think that's the important though. I don't know if that's fair, Raccoon Boy. I mean, each their own, right? All right. So let me see if I can name the U.S. president. Okay. You want to see if I can name every president? I don't think I can. I literally think that I will miss some. Yeah, it was a bit weird, right? I'm not quite sure. That's why I'm like, it's a little generalizing, that video was. I didn't know what it was going to be about, but all right. So, okay. Let's see if I can. I don't think I can. Again, I only have 10 minutes to name them all. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, no, that's exactly right, Dolly. Dolly boy, you're a nerd, okay? You are a nerd. You know a lot about American history, don't you? Oh God. Oh, an ad popped up. Okay. So let's see if I can name every American president. I'm gonna miss probably some of there's a few that were around that were like after the Civil War, that were very like when Congress was really powerful. And I bet I'm going to miss some of them because I always miss some of them whenever I've done this before. So we'll see if I can do it. I don't think I can, but we'll find out. Right. Okay. Where am I? I'm completely lost where Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? There we go. There's the, okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's see what I can do. Everyone ready? Everyone ready? All right, you guys. Let's go. Okay, so let's start from the top, right? Obama. Bush. Jesus. God, I feel like I'm in like all these war criminals I have to list, huh? Trump, Clinton, Biden. I don't know, Wilson. Now I'm just kind of going all over the place. Wilson, Ford, Reagan. Oops, Ford. I'm not going to go in order. I've already no longer in order. Oops, Reagan. Truman. What was that one loser? Actually, not. He was actually that wasn't bad. I mean, except for the Vietnam War and all that mass murder, etc. JFK. Who else do we got here? Someone Eisenhower. Carter. Nixon. Right, Woodrow Wilson, FDR, Washington, Jefferson, a bunch of slave owners, Monroe, Van Buren, Douglas. No, not Douglas. I'm an idiot. Not Douglas. Harrison. Oh God, I'm having a mind blank now. Oh, McKinley. Jesus Christ. God damn it, mind blank. Who's that idiot that killed all the natives? Jackson. Shit. Jackson. Apparently I can't write. Adams. There were two Adams. That should fill in both of them. William Henry Polk. Jesus Christ, I'm already forgetting some of these idiots. God damn it. Tyler, who was an idiot who didn't last that long because he was very pro-South after the Civil War. Okay, Tyler. Roosevelt. Okay, for the English people in chat, how do you pronounce that? Is it Roosevelt or Roosevelt? Because I've heard English people pronounce it Roosevelt. Taft. Who was that one guy who was shot and killed? Cleveland? Or am I thinking there's Grover Cleveland? No, who was that guy that was shot and killed? God damn it. Oh, God damn it. What was his name? Damn it. Okay, whatever. The guy before the civil. Buchanan. Buchanan. Pierce. These are like the weird ones. Phil. I just remembered his weird name was Pierce. Grover Cleveland. Who was the one that got assassinated? God damn it. What is his name? The idiot that got assassinated. Damn it. The idiot that got assassinated. He wasn't an idiot. Grover Cleveland. Okay. Grant. Oh, how did I forget Lincoln? Grant. God damn it. I'm trying not to look at chance. No, John Tyler was not the one after the Civil War. Who was the one after? Oh, Johnson number 2. Did we already get Johnson number 2? We did get Johnson number 2. Okay. Do we? Shit. I'm so. Oh. Garfield. That's his name. Garfield. He was the one. There's that really good show about him, Garfield, right? And not the one about the cat. The one about the guy that assassinated him. There's one in between them. Shit, mind blank. See, this is where I'm gonna start messing up. I can't remember some of these folks. Shit. What was the guy from before? Where did the chat go? God damn it. Chat disappeared on me. Okay. What is his name? The guy from before Hoover. Hoover, the guy that he was from before the Great Depression. God damn it. The one from Ohio that had the Teapot Dome scandal. Harding. Who's the red one up here? Who is this red? Why can't I remember the guy that got assassinated right here? Grant Fillmore, Taft. Oh shit. Shit. Oh, God damn it. See, now I'm having a big break. Blake, a big Blake. Comes. I really want to look at chat. I know you're probably going to be helping me though. All right. Who. There, did I get? No, there's Taylor and Tyler. Let's do Taylor. I only did Tyler. That other guy, I got 4 minutes, folks. I'm almost there. Rutherford. What was his last name? Oh, Jesus, this is kind of boring, isn't it? It's kind of a slow grind to remember. Hayes. Is it Hayes? Hayes. These are like the ones I always forget are the ones like right in the middle. Rutherford B. Hayes. Who got assassinated, guys? Who got assassinated? I'm embarrassed. I can't remember his name. Did I get McKinley already? Wasn't McKinley assassinated? Where I didn't get. I thought I got McKinley. That's like Trump's favorite president, who did a bunch of tariffs and stuff and was a massive imperialist. There we go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the last three, folks. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the last three. Shit. Damn it! I don't remember the last three. I'm gonna. Did I not do Fillmore? I did do. Oh, I didn't do Fillmore. Okay, I cheated, guys. I did look at chat here. Fillmore. I cheated. I looked at chat. That's okay. Fillmore, and then Calvin Coolidge. I forgot about Calvin Coolidge. I spelled Coolidge wrong. Okay. God damn it. Coolidge. Calvin. Why can't I spell it right? Okay. Coolidge. God, I'm just Coolidge. There we go. Calvin Coolidge. Who was after James Garfield? Shit. I'm gonna look at chat. Oh my God. Okay, you're right. Arthur. Chester B. Arthur. Arthur. Oh my God. I accidentally just put it in the YouTube chat. Okay, it's up here. Arthur. Yay. Okay. I did pretty well. I mean, except that I cheated at the end. But hey, I didn't do that bad. I didn't do that bad. I'm proud of myself. Okay, let's go do some GeoGuessr. Geo. I know. I'm Yowzard. My brain wasn't working. My brain was not working. Thank you, SoCal. Okay. Let's do GeoGuessr. Yeah, you guys, you need to watch. What's the name of that show, guys? Would you remind me? What's the name of the show that I was talking about? What is it about? Garfield or whatever? Yeah, Garfield, right? Thank you, Outer Signal. Okay, fair. That's fair. Okay, but a 95% would be an A plus in some schools. So, would like to remind you, you said big brain Blake. Thank you, Raccoon. Okay. All right, guys. So let's GeoGuessr. Let's do some GeoGuessr, shall we? You know, you all like GeoGuessr, right? Oops, GeoGuessr. And we need to find OpenGuessr, which is okay. All right, guys. So loves lasagna, hates it. True. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh my God. I feel like we're getting the same ones, don't you? Oh my God, guys. This is beautiful. Holy shit. Where did we land? Dear God. Would someone like to build a cabin with me and come up and live here? This looks lovely. This is beautiful. Okay. Luftfall. So I don't know where this is, but this is cute. I know, Dolly Boy. Me too. Me too. I would love to move out here and start Fed posting. That'd be fantastic. Okay, but not online. Just like Fed post on a tree or something. I don't know. All right. This. Okay. Right, raccoon. I mean, why not? Right. Nepal. You think it's Nepal? Radikveg. It might be Nepal, but I don't like the trees. Is that really Nepalese looking? What's that sign over there? Oh, that's not a sign. It's a truck. A Volkswagen. Volkswagen. You think the Dolomites may be Mithril? What is this language? Radikveg. Radikveg. Oh my God, it is gorgeous here. Jesus Christ. Anlaufsalsta. Well, Stasa. This could be Germany. Jesus Christ. Okay, excellent. You think the Austrian Alps? It could be the Austrian Alps. Actually, that looks kind of German. Look at that stream, guys. Jesus Christ. We have died and gone to heaven. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, right. Let's see if Hitler's bunker is around here. Let's see. What is this little house down here? Maybe a little sign here. This could be the Alps. This literally could be the Alps. But it could also be like the Netherlands, or not the Netherlands, like Norway. I always say Norway when I talk about the Netherlands for some reason. Switzerland. It could be Switzerland. I don't know why I said it that way. What's this? Yeah, so this is definitely German-speaking country. Oh, what does that say there? I can't see it. Oh, this is going to be hard, though. Look at that stream, guys. Me when being whoops. Jesus Christ, guys. Can we just leave civilization and go live here? Leave it. Minus all this mining shit, which is just kind of a bummer. Austria. Okay, whoever said Austria was right. Let's go to Austria. Austria, not a huge country. I mean, it's kind of big, but we're going to go to Austria. And I would guess it's on the... it could be. Well, I don't think it's on the border. It might be on the border. It might... Let's say National Park Hohe-Tauern. Why not? Guess. Oh, we were only 33 kilometers out. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, good. Thank you, SoCal, for your help. Oh, here comes the lovely music as always. Oh, I always act so shocked by it, even though I should expect it by now. All right, let's go to the next one. Continue. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, A1, the A1. Does this look like Australia maybe or something? A1. What's the sign up here say? Is it going to be one of those signs that said Tropic of Capricorn? Jesus Christ. Okay. 500 meters to the Tropic of Capricorn. All right. Tropic of Capricorn. I know where it is. I just want to see. I'm a little bit unclear if it intersects with the country I'm thinking of. Does it intersect with? It does intersect with Australia. I should have known that. Okay, I'm guessing this is Australia. I am a Capricorn. That is true, Doug. I am a Capricorn. Though apparently Capricorn is a bad thing. Like everyone's like, oh, you're a Capricorn. You must be an asshole then. Which is one of the reasons why I can't stand the Zodiac, because people make assumptions about you. This is a funny name. Look at this. Buffles Drift. Gaborone. Okay. Not Australia? Okay. Maybe it's not Australia. It could be South Africa, right? Oh, it could be South Africa. Okay, it could be South Africa. We're literally on the Tropic of Capricorn right here, apparently. Let's do some racial profiling, shall we? What do we... I think South Africa, maybe. Just by racial profiling, I'm going to assume. What does that sign say? You think Brazil? It could be Brazil. They have a lot of different environment thing. Capricorn camp, but it's in English. Though, wait a minute. South Africa, it would be English. Do South Africans drive on the left or right side of the street? You think Botswana? Outer signal? Really? What's that sign say? Lake by? Lay by. Lay by. Okay, you know what? Oh, you know what? I think you're right. You are right. You are right. Outer signal. Because Garborna is like right here. That's what we were looking at. So it must be around here somewhere. So let's just say, let's find, so the Tropic of Capricorn goes right through where, well, that doesn't help. Right through, okay, it has to be the southern. So we're going to go for the southern part of, let's go right here. Boop. Guess. Hey, you know what? We were only 300 kilometers out. Not bad. Not bad. Thank you very much, Outer Signal. Okay. That's not bad. We're 300 kilometers out there, and it was Botswana. Okay, where are we now? Somewhere, Russia, maybe? Russia? Russia. In Soviet Russia, food eats you. Anyway. Wait a minute. Brands of Kazakhstan in English. This could be Kazakhstan, though it might just be brands of Kazakhstan rather than being in Kazakhstan. What do we think? It could be, but I think like, all right, I can't go that way. I have to go the right way, I guess, on the road. Look at all these Yunnans. All these Yunnans. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of things about Kazakhstan. This might be Kazakhstan. Because that would make sense if they would have some Russian stuff. Though, I don't know. Jesus Christ. This is not an easy place to navigate. Look at those mountains. Oh my God, gorgeous. I think it is Kazakhstan. Oh, look. This is like a yurt. This is a yurt. This could be Kazakhstan, right? That's a traditional Kazakh thing, a traditional Mongolian thing also. I think we might be in Kazakhstan. But we also could be on the border. I don't see any I don't see like any Russian flags that are anywhere. It could be Georgia. That's true, Raccoon Boyo. Hold on. Why is so much weird English stuff? Of course, they got to have Pepsi or Coke or whatever the hell it was. What is this? Yeah, brands of Kazakhstan. It's definitely, if it's Russia, it's southern Russia. Kazakh souvenirs. Okay. You know what? It's probably on the border, or like it's right in Kazakhstan, because I guess Russians could go there to, chill or whatever. You see where the mountains are here. We got some mountains. There's a huge billboard. You know what? Let's go. That says Kazakh souvenirs. I can't go that way. It won't let me go that way, unfortunately. I don't know why. Maybe because the Russian government wanted to censor it or some shit. Okay, this is not helping me. We'll just go back. We'll just do that, okay? Oh, school. Hyundai. No flags or anything. Come on, where's your pride, people? People of Kazakhstan, as an American, I bring to you the truth of nationalism. Express respect for your country, etc., whatever. Okay, okay, we'll do what I said before. So we'll find a nice little border place. Okay, we'll go like right, I don't know, right here. This looks good to me. Let's go right here. Guess. Oh God, it was Mongolia. I'm an idiot. Okay, well, I was only 2,500 kilometers off. Ugh. I guess a yurt is Mongolian too, right? Shit. I was on the complete wrong side of Kazakh. Whatever. We don't need to parse this out. I won't raccoon. Okay, we don't need to. Yeah, you're okay. We're just going to ignore that happened. All right, let's go to the next one. Here we got. Isn't this music nice, folks? Aren't you so happy that I'm serenading all of you with this music? MDR. Let's see here. Yeah, good longitude. Yeah, I guess so. Outer signal. Thank you. Entire width of Kazakhstan. Right. Okay. Where are we now? This is. Thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you very much as always. Thank you. Where are we now? We are in. God, hell if I know. This is funny. All these guys on this thing. Tourist Assad? What? That looks like Hindi up there. Yeah, this looks like India. I think that's Hindi. I'm not 100% familiar. Sure, Raccoon Boyo. Oh, Raccoon Boyo. There you go. Okay, I'll serenade you. All right. Oh shit. This could be South Oman. It could be South Oman, right? I suppose that's true too. Why is this all fuzzy? Jesus Christ, it's probably the CIA. All right. Oh, look at all these people on this road. That's cute. Can we not have it so fuzzy? Bangladesh or Malaysia? You think so, Hiyori? What's going right here? Oh, look at all these cute things. Cow. You think India, Matt Saigai? So we're on MDR 26C, but where in India? India, big place. Subcontinent India, very big place. Where in India do we think we are? Yeah. Def not Oman. Yeah, I can put. All right. Do you have a guess, by the way, Matt Saigai, of where we are in India? I do not speak that language. Okay, I don't speak it. I'm trying to. I wish I could see what these. Ooh, that looks delicious. I don't know what it is. It could be I don't know, something I don't like, but it looks delicious. It looks kind of dry here, though, doesn't it? A little dry. It might be a drier area of India. I would guess perhaps. Okay, we'll just take a guess. MDR. Yeah. Oh, that's fair, Mithra. Okay, Southern India. You think Southern India? We'll try Southern India. Let's just go to Southern India. Okay, Southern India. Big goddamn continent, though, India. Yeah, look at how it's kind of dry down here. We'll go right here in the middle. Central India. Oh, God. Now I'm getting two different recommendations. We'll just go right in the damn middle, okay? How about we do it right in the goddamn middle? Right here. Okay. Guess. Oh, it was much farther north. Okay. Well, 700 kilometers out. 700 kilometers out. All right. Let's just go right there. Next. You were right, SoCal. I should listen to SoCal more. All right, here we go. Where are we now? We got Aberratsan. This looks like a Horo. Polka. Harina. You think Brazil, Malzord? What's that? What? Oh, God, guys, I'm really bad. I should know if this is Portuguese or Spanish. Electronencia en Grau Anraque Altendore. Yeah, it certainly seems like it, Meowzord. Maybe we need to do something. Is the, I know, darn it, Victoria, I didn't know you were here. I wouldn't have said that if I knew you were here. Okay, no, actually, I would have. But is that Spanish, Victoria, or is it Portuguese or is it Portuguese or Spanish? Just asking for a friend, of course. I know, but I'm just asking for a friend. Okay. San Martin. This sounds like okay. It sounds like Spanish, but it's okay. Good. Oh, thank God. Okay, I was right. All right. This might be. I'm not sure where we are though. But, okay. I think Mexico. I think Mexico. Don't we? Don't we all think it's Mexico? Um, Argentina. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Credit Argentina. It's Argentina. Yeah. No, honestly, Raccoon Boyo, you might be right there. Okay, so let's see. We're in Argentina. Argentina. All right, we'll go southern Argentina. Maybe like right. I don't know, right in the center, right there. Guess. Yay! Hey, we were only 367 kilometers out. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, next. Oh wow. Are we like? Oh, this is a different one. I don't think we've done. Have we ever seen a place like this before? I don't know what language that is. Berne Bangkalan, Bangladesh. Is this Bangladesh? Um, Bangladesh. Yeah, this is maybe Bangladesh. This would be a new one, right? This would be a new one. It did. It said Brunei. I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. I thought it said Bangladesh. Am I crazy? Oh my God! Look at these. Are these rice patties? That's cool. Um, Truth is, I never left you. Right. Okay. Argentina. Okay. So did I see where did we see that it was Brunei? I don't trust Matt Guy. I'm just kidding. Oh, is it Bangladesh maybe? This looks like a mosque. Yeah, this is it's probably Bangladesh. Brunei I think has a lot of Muslim folks too, but um okay, you know what? We're gonna guess Bangladesh. We're just gonna take a random gander out here. It said Brunei, really, SoCal? Okay, fine, we'll do Brunei. Um, right, okay, fine, we'll do Brunei, whatever, Brunei, okay? Little Brunei here, let's do Brunei. Yes. Well, oh my God, I should have listened to goddamn Meowzord. Should have listened to goddamn Meowzord. It was Indonesia, right? It was Indonesia. Jesus Christ, okay. It was, God damn it, okay, whatever, close enough. Also large Muslim population, should have guessed that. All right, let's do one more. Did it? I totally missed it. Whatever, it's fine. I forgive myself because I love myself. I love myself. Okay. Well, this looks like beautiful for one thing. Looks beautiful, but not very helpful for determining where the hell we are at all. All right. Can we move around a little bit maybe? Maybe move down the road a bit, find some sort of indication of bipedal life forms other than a bird or some shit, like maybe humans, like some hominins. Um Yeah, Indonesia is awesome. That's very true. So many languages spoken in Indonesia, one of the most diverse countries in the world in terms of languages. Um yeah, totally. Massive Muslim population in Indonesia, largest in the world. Uh okay. What does this say? Yeah, it's Cyrillic, so that is somewhat helpful. At least we know Russia again, or somewhere near Russia, possibly. I don't know. They love Russia, don't they? Well, it's a big country. I guess it makes sense. But whoever was saying that they only cycle between three countries lied, obviously, because we just saw Indonesia. Okay. Um, we were thinking moving to Bangkok of Spain is too close to Tiago. That's funny. This is Turkmenistan. Do you really now? Are you being serious, Raccoon Boy? Do you have evidence of that, or am I going to be enraged and start yelling at you, Raccoon Boyo, if I do choose Turkmenistan? Okay, is there verifiable evidence that you have, Raccoon? that we are in Turkmenistan. All right, because this is a very nice road, though, I will say. That's a nice, very nice road. Okay. How dare you, Raccoon Boyo? This is Turkmenistan. Okay. Prodigy. What is that? I don't know. Right, Raccoon. Okay, sign up ahead. That's true. Outer signal. Your risk. You're no longer going to be able to build. Oh, look, it's cute. Are those yurts out there? What are those? Those aren't. Oh, look at these little hut things. Those are cute. Is that the technical name for them? Huts? Okay, no, those are yurts. You know what? I think we are in. Fuck it. We're gonna say we're in goddamn Mongolia again. Because I'm traumatized after the last mistake I made. So let's say Northern Mongolia. I guess. Yay! Hey, I was right actually. I was right. Okay, we were about 148 kilometers out. Fantastic. Yurts are not European meals, or yeah, they are Mongolian originally. So, all right, let's go on here next. Let's do last one. This I happen to know is Portuguese, right? That looks Portuguese to me. Calcutta. I think this is Portuguese. So we're probably in Brazil, right? Look at this beautiful. Let's see if we see some attractive Brazilian men. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop dehumanizing all the straight men out there. I'm sorry. You're more than just objects. I apologize. Okay. I apologize. I know, Toya Toya, forgive me. I have the watchful eye of Toya Toya on me. Okay. Okay. This isn't helping me. I'm not sure where these places are. Look at that. Beautiful. This is Portugal? Really? This isn't Brazil? Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. Coimbra. I do know where Coimbra is. You're right. This is Portugal. Let's go to Portugal here. Coimbra is where is Coimbra? I know where Coimbra is. There it is, Coimbra. So we're in Coimbra. Let's say Coimbra. Yes. Hey, we were 4,000 kilometers out. Not bad. I'm not kilometers. I'm sorry. Meters. Oh, 4,000 kilometers. Anyway, 4,000. That's not bad, guys. We're not bad. All right, folks. All right. Thank you for humoring me for a long period of time. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go now. Thank you all for watching. I love you all very much. I know this is a quick ending. I had a great time. Thank you. I'll be more prepared tomorrow. Okay. And on that note, Raccoon Boyle, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna, I don't know, give you a hug. I don't know. I'm not. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So, I'll have a gay old time, Raccoon Boyo. All right, guys. So you know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you, Matt Zygai. Uncool. What's uncool? We did not SoCal. I will do it another time. I just kind of ran out of time because I was ranting so much about the fake science shit. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. And that includes when you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. See what other people are saying. Don't get caught in an information silo. However, don't go to Joe Rogan to find out what's true. Please don't do that. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. Thirdly, we're living in a fascist moment in this country and other countries around the world. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions. So they turn to more radical ends of the political spectrum. The way to resist this is for major reforms. We need major reforms in this country. You cannot stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. Don't be a slug. Don't let the fascists walk all over you. You're all a bunch of badasses deep down. You all can resist the fascists. Please resist the fascists. Okay. And on the wall behind me is a sword that's been passed down in my family for many years. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. Chainbreaker is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind everyone that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today, some of the rights we have, some of the economic liberties, civil liberties, the right to vote, etc. We cannot let those sacrifices go to waste, folks. Please, please, please do not let those sacrifices. For people in other countries, in non-Western countries, your ancestors fought for liberation from imperialist European and American powers, okay? Just trying to spread around the love here. Don't lose that, okay? Don't become a victim of imperialism to anyone else. I mean, as best you can, and resist anyone in your country trying to take it over and then institute fascism. All right, and on that note, folks, always fight for a better future. I'll come back on tomorrow as always. Hope this was enjoyable. By the way, folks, please join our Discord if you haven't already. And anything else I wanted to say? I think that's everything. Okay. Oh, Raccoon, it is not fake. I've shown it on stream before. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. See you all. Love you all very much. Keep fighting. Don't lose hope.